together.
You about Sound Story and a wonderful deal we have for our TMA listeners. 20% off a Sound Story gift card when you enter promo code TMA. Starting at $399, and then you get 20% off, so now you're saving $80. At mysoundstory.com, you can take care of holiday shopping with a gift that will mean the world to your family, not just this year, but for years to come. When I started Sound Story, it was because a listener said, don't do the interview with your father for yourself or for your dad. Do it for your kids. And then do it for their kids, and do it for their kids. Why? Because that way, my father's voice and his stories will be saved forever. It's like a podcast, but with your loved ones. That's what Sound Story is, and it makes the perfect holiday gift. At mysoundstory.com, 20% off when you enter promo code TMA.
Tim, Doug, Iggy, Plowsy, Action Jackson.
It's the Brown and Crouppen Morning After. 105.7 HD2.
Yeah, I saw a grandpa at Circus Flora. He was a listener, so he looked pretty cool.
Clip that off.
How do you know he was a listener?
Yeah, he said
And a grandpa.
He said what up to me.
He recognized you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
From where?
Said
Like a
hi.
live event?
The grandmother, his wife, didn't seem very interested in getting to know me.
No.
Well, I don't blame her one bit. Super nice guy. Yeah, so we got grandpas listening, bro.
So he's been to live events to know you, or what do you know you from YouTube?
I think The Voice, and I think we actually met at a SLU game
Billikens, rah, rah, rah.
last year. So, yeah. So he looked familiar. We got listeners everywhere, man.
Do you have a corn dog at that circus, Pleasant?
I told you I didn't tell this story. I got a pretzel to spite the dude behind me because he was an ass. So I got the last
You're in
pretzel.
line, and the guy behind you is an ass.
He
John
was
Pepper and
being-
Jeannie yesterday,
he
make sure
was-
and
Yeah,
listen.
he was being an ass. He was drunk and, like, kicking my feet, and then I turned around and
Kicking your feet while you're standing in line?
I don't know if it was
Really?
on purpose, and then they were talking about me, so I heard him say, I can't wait to get this last pretzel. 'Cause, you know, the concession stand guy was counting down how many
Oh,
pretzels we
yeah,
had left.
yeah.
So I was in line the entire time wanting a brat.
Yeah.
And I got to line where there was one pretzel left, and I got it, and then I immediately threw it away.
Did
Right
you
in
let
front
him
of
see you?
Oh, yeah, yeah. I took that pretzel and threw it away.
He dug it out.
Did you get a brat too?
No, I decided to do the power move. Usually I never get to do, like, karma as it happens.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is so perfect. So
Yeah.
took his pretzel and then threw it away right in front of him and his wife. So,
And they saw you do that?
yeah, it was awesome.
Should have asked him if you liked apples.
Yeah, so it made the circus even better.
Oh, I bet.
Circus Flora.
And the tension there, Doug.
Huh.
And there are listeners just absolutely everywhere. Everywhere you go.
You probably should have got a brat and a pretzel so you'd had something to show for your standing in line.
Yeah, I don't have old money, bro.
Oh, it takes old money?
I'm at Circus Flora for a reason, my friend.
What'd the pretzel cost that you threw away?
I was like $7.
Oh, that hurts a little bit.
Producer Joe is listening to the show this morning, and he says, holy F, he is delusional.
Thank you. That should be more specific, dumbass.
I love how he didn't even
We've been on the air for 45 minutes. It could have been anything I said.
Well, you're not at all interested in this foursome that we're trying to put together?
I actually think I would watch that.
I think I would too.
I'd definitely be on the course.
Well, two of them would play because they're just attention whores. Joe has no interest. The other two would, somebody will talk about us if we play.
And they'd say that at the end, he.
I don't think Joe would play even if he was 2 holes ahead of the group.
As I said, Joe has no interest. He doesn't need the notoriety. He doesn't care. These two do.
A lot of people looking for notoriety.
Since I've been kicked off the show, they don't talk about me anymore. God, how do I get my name out there? I know, maybe I'll play him again. Go away. I just need some Cheetos down on Grand.
Damn.
Oh, you mean he's got to fill the vending machine?
Some have called him a pretzel jockey. I don't think that's very fair.
It's probably a good job. Probably a nice little business they have.
Oh, good. Go do it and stay off of here.
You wouldn't want to be a pretzel jockey?
No, I like what I do.
Okay.
Don't plan on changing professions.
Be a hard learning curve.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah, it would be. Oh, that pretzel didn't go in. Bag didn't go in properly. I better straighten it.
Yeah.
Oh, I dropped a quarter. Let me pick it up and put it back in the bag.
Day-to-day problems with the pretzel jockey.
That's tough.
Dropping
I dropped a quarter.
Daddy, we're a quarter short. I fell out of the bag and went in the sewer. It's coming out of your pay. There you go. There's your day.
Okay.
The choice of a lawyer is important and shouldn't be based on an ad.
If you're seriously hurt in an accident, you'll want all the money you deserve. That's called justice. But there wouldn't be lawyers if justice was easy. No, justice is not easy. It's fought for and it's won. At Brown & Crouppen, we fight for justice every day. If you want some, call 222-2222. Because at Brown & Crouppen, justice is our business.
I'm Tim McKernan here with Action Jackson talking to you about Mark Hanna. TMA listeners have a lot to think through financially, whether it be saving up for their child's education or planning for their own retirement and everything in between.
Whether you're like me and just getting started with your financial planning or you're already retired, call Mark Hanna.
It all starts with a 15-minute phone call to discuss your needs and design the right strategy for you and your future.
Visit evergreenstl.com or give Mark a call at 314-889-0503 today.
Mark Hanna offers securities through Equitable Advisors and insurance and annuity products through Equitable Network, LLC.
Do you want to support the EDF Group as a sponsor of TMA? Well, it's real simple. Do you have a fire extinguisher where you work? The answer is yes, you certainly do. So, please email the EDF Group at fire@theedfgroup.com so a technician can come out and explain to your team how the EDF Group can save your company money. Again, that email address is fire@theedfgroup.com. The EDF Group is hot and will prevent your facility from having hot fires. Experience the EDF Group difference. Learn more at theedfgroup.com.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day. Rise and shine, St. Louis. It's the Brown & Crouppen Morning After on KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. At the Morning After STL on YouTube and on TMASTL.com with Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Iggy Strode, The Plowboy, and Action Jackson.
7:07 in St. Louis. Welcome to TMA, presented to you by Brown & Crouppen. We are in our Michelob Ultra Studios. Welcome, friends, to the Munganess, St. Louis Acura, Alton Toyota. 7 o'clock hour. Timothy Michael McKernan, Douglas Sullivan, Vaughn, Jackson, Burkett. Doug is on my left. He's filling in for the vacationing Ken Strode. Directly across from me is the Plowhawken in the Rockman Fox C6 Studios. Is KGNO Town?
Right. I see Jackson has his hair slicked back now. We're starting to look like a bunch of 50s greasers in here.
Looks like Stand By Me. What about Shana Na?
Yeah,
Bowser?
Sure, I liked him.
Get used to it, Doug. This is the look.
Well, it's a sharp look.
Did you wear this out to the cocktail lounges this weekend?
The
ladies
slick
in
back hair?
town from Nashville and Chicago and what other cities are they moving to?
Galaco to Boston.
Really? Is that right?
A ton of my friends, mostly from Ladue.
Oh, God. This is how it
Northeast.
That was...
There's a lot of colleges up there, grad school, medical school, things like that. That's what the...
You think kids from South County, and South City, and St. Charles, and the Metro East are relocating to Boston?
No.
You think they want to hear this first thing in the morning?
No, they're not going to
Are they going to medical school?
All my friends are in medical school.
They're going to the
Boston.
lake on Memorial Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, God bless. Some people like things, some people don't like other things.
Yeah.
But yeah, the slick back is here to stay.
Wow, message sent.
Where do they go if they're from Clayton? Is that another step up or is that sideways?
That's a lateral
St.
move.
Bart's, I believe. I think St.
That's where they go to
Bart's.
St. Bart's?
Yeah.
St. Bart's, or they work for Sam Altman, who we covered yesterday, was from Clayton.
Yeah.
We broke that story.
Kirkwood, it was...
Big Irish.
It was
That's a
straight
big
to
potato.
Mizzou.
Where's Pioneer go?
It was straight to Mizzou at Kirkwood. We had no other choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would love to have had a Boston option, but nope.
I didn't even know Boston existed until I knew that.
No.
So-
What is it?
I just assumed...
Geez, with a mop like that on his head, he needs a hard stick between his cheeks?
Oh,
Peg Diaz is
gosh.
loaded for bear in that EDF group text inbox.
All I heard was a compliment. So,
Did you?
yeah, I'm self-filtering.
Tell Gene Shalit to invest in some hair product. That's from former fan page moderator Neil Allen Craig Paquette, and I believe he has taken over the Balloon Party fan page.
Oh, is that right?
I don't know.
I didn't
remember
really notice the comparison. His amazing resemblance to Gene Shalit until somebody brought it up yesterday, and now that's all I see when I look at it.
Right.
I don't know how it is that I'm like an admin for the balloon party, but I'm getting.
You're a balloon party fan page admin?
I must have been shoved in it because every time I'm
I
getting
believe you can reject those requests.
like I'm getting notifications. Hey, will you accept this person into the balloon party
Oh,
group?
no.
And I'm like,
Oh, really?
oh man, you don't want me.
Jackson
I'm
and I
gonna-
would like to pull you aside and talk to you about being an admin of a fan page.
Well, I never let anyone in. So
It
like,
sounds so
I,
sexy.
Well, that's similar to the policy we have.
It starts off so glamorous. But
It does.
Power. A lot
Yeah.
of
a
power.
lot of
Oh, my
upside, a lot of money.
Oh, the money.
Oh my God, no,
Oh, the
no time.
money.
You don't even have to go to Boston. You just sit here in your hovel in South City and rake in the money.
Jackson's new hairstyle adds 5 yards to his 7-iron. Is that correct? That's in the South City Hoosier aficionado.
yeah, I could see that. 5 or 6.
I'm not going to lie, I never thought of Jackson as an attractive boy, but his new hairstyle brings him up to about a St. Louis 7. That's from Eric, and he's in the Central West End.
That's a backhanded compliment, but again, I'll take it.
St.
got-
Louis 7?
You got kind of that facial hair going. You kind of look like you just got
You
off
got
the
facial
construction site, right?
It's tough to tell because it's blonde.
Are you growing facial hair?
I'm trying. I'm trying some things.
Oh, wow, there's a lot going on here.
Oh, this
He
Frank-
wants to dip
God.
crinkle cut fries into your rumpus room chamber pot.
Yeah, if we're talking fan pages, then I'm definitely calling in later. I have a lot of thoughts on these losers that needs to be addressed on the air. Doug, that's Mr. Licks who is planning on addressing fan pages
Now-
coming up on today's program. His number is 636-9004-TMA, and of course, text into the EDF group text inbox 314-881-TMA5. Email in Design Air Heating and Cooling email today, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Yeah, Plowhawk.
Don't we have a say in whether we want him to address
Apparently
a fan
not.
page situation?
No.
I mean, it is. I mean, it
You
is.
said
the
you wanted to talk about fan pages
Yeah,
today.
It's
so.
the
Got a
people
lot of things
show,
I'd
but
like to get off my chest. Well, we've said many times that the program is the responsibility of the listeners. It's not us.
I-
We're not
sometimes.
playing
I
anything.
agree with that.
we
Jackson
don't
gets
have
me there
anything.
every time. That's from the total package. So he uses you. Does that turn you on to know that there are guys out there beating off to you?
Yes. That,
It does?
Well, it feeds my ego, and I need that.
Oh.
I'll take it however I can get it.
I had a buddy of mine tell me that when I was anchoring on KMOV, Doug, he and his girlfriend would F during my sportscasts. And so sometimes when I'd be on the set next to Larry and Jules, I would think, my buddy's probably having sex while I'm doing these Cardinal highlights.
Was it because you
That
were
kinda
an
gave him a good-
aphrodisiac, or the
good spot.
show, the sports was so
It was-
bad, he said, let's do something else?
It was just an anecdote one time, and it was a non sequitur for that matter. It wasn't like I was saying, hey, I wonder if anybody's effing to my sportscast. He just brought it up, and she was right there too. I don't know.
I suppose if you're on at 10:25 at night, there's
Yeah.
probably a lot of that going on.
I suppose so.
Do you know what a size queen is?
I think it'd be kind of fun to race to see if you could finish during the sports before weather came on.
Boy, you got to go quick.
Yeah, no, it's,
You got to
yeah.
go quick.
it'd be fun.
And it could end at any time, too, if there's rain in the area. I know you're playing 4 minutes. You got a minute and a half. It's raining in Afton.
I love the new lettuce, La Dude. Sincerely, Flock of Seagulls Roadies. That's from the 314.
Yeah, thanks.
How long are you going to let this new hair grow?
I'm probably going to cut it within a fortnight or so.
I like that Fortnite.
okay, I like it too because I like time period pieces. So I kind of like
Yeah,
that.
I'll probably cut it within the next 2
Wow,
weeks.
very active in the YouTube chat. What's going on in there? I see KJ No Town is talking. What's going on in there, KJ No Town? Give me a Cliff Notes version.
We got Dan in Wentzville speculating about the peach fuzz on Jackson's rump.
There's rump.
Yeah.
How do you know there's anything on there?
I mean, I spent a little time in Vegas with the guy.
Ooh, Bill.
Oh. Something happened there that we hadn't heard about before?
What happens?
You know the
stays
saying, bro.
there. Yeah, come on.
Gosh.
No, I have a hairless ass.
Mark that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Last year, you guys announced candidates in each category for the year-end awards the week before the event. Made for some entertaining banter. It just replayed on the Skeleton the other day. Will you be doing that this year? It's from Beer Kits. Doug, he is live for the Milagro Tequila Listener of the Year as he won in January. I see no reason why we wouldn't do that. The event takes place at Hot Shots in Webster Groves on Thursday, December 14th. The program will be off on Friday, December 15th, so we can get effed up on a Hennessy and go to the Stag Bars after going to Hot Shots. And I would say that we can announce those candidates. I don't know if I have a strong feeling. I feel like Arbor Day's going to get my support for Texter. And there's a lot of great candidates, don't get me wrong, but I feel like Arbor Day is shine bright like a diamond.
It's going to be a hot candidate.
Brian Henschen's got to be somewhere in there.
Brian Henschen's had a really nice year, Plow.
JV golf coach has had a big year in the
Yes.
I mean, Buck Swope going to go back-to-back. Didn't he win a couple?
Well, I mean, who's going to be Listener of the Year? KG and O-Town is going to hand that crown to...
I already know who I'm voting for.
Oh, the Lipstick Lass. The Lipstick
Who are you
Lass.
voting for?
Can I say?
Oh, I guess.
I mean,
do we have initials?
Maybe I won't. I mean, I think Chris Raby, for the work he has put into the Caravan, the Media Lab, like all those things put together, I think he is at least a contender because it may not be quantity but quality.
Well, do you have to have won a listener of the month to be eligible?
I believe that is the case.
My bad.
So Raby needs to have a big November, December.
Yeah, he needs to finish finish strong here in the last handful of shows in the month of November. You can apply to be Listener of the Month at TMASTL.com. It's the Milagro Tequila Listener of the Month for the month of November. You can go to mysoundstory.com and get a Sound Story gift card. You get 20% off when you enter the promo code TMA. For those of you who are on the TMA fan page on Facebook, I posted the link to the interview we did on Wednesday. Last night. It's on YouTube, too, so you don't have to be on the fan page. Just type in Sound Story on YouTube, and we now have a Sound Story channel where we'll be posting interviews. But this was with a young lady who has been diagnosed with terminal cancer, and she's, 44, and wanted to come in and make sure that she told her story for her 2 8-year-old boys. And I would tell you that it is incredibly inspirational, the grace with which she is handling an incredibly sad set of circumstances. And so we posted that last night. And that is at the Sound Story channel on YouTube. And also, if you're on the TMA fan page on Facebook, you can see it. And I would describe it as inspiring. Plowhawk, you were in studio for it.
Fantastic. And she had a great spirit about her.
Yeah,
kind of
she
that
did.
aura, you could just feel the energy.
Yeah, it was just a real positive person, especially considering what she has dealt with. She had 2 different types of breast cancers in her system at once, and then non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Oh, wow. Beat everything, but the breast cancer returned, and she's been told it's terminal, and so she wanted to come in and tell her story, and also her life counsel for her 2 8-year-old boys, and wanted us to, when I asked, I said, my God, it's so inspiring. Are you okay with us sharing this publicly? She said yes, and the reason being she was asymptomatic and wants people to be encouraged to see the doctor, whereas a lot of people oftentimes just dismiss things. That was her and her husband, who are both listeners, reasoning for it. So mysoundstory.com, and YouTube is where you can see it as well. And somebody texting in who knows the family, Carrie and Kurt, are good friends of mine. Incredible story. Love them. And thank you, Tim, for providing this opportunity. Carrie is such an inspiration. That's from Gary Pinkel's Cell Phone Etiquette. Yeah. They're both already members of the fan page. And she, I can confirm, met her, is a real female, not a plumber from Spanish Lake, as you think, Doug.
Most of them are.
Right.
Yeah. A lot of plumbers up there. Because they had the pipe fitters.
That's right. Was that golf course called Emerald Greens?
Yeah.
I believe so.
I really enjoyed playing there.
Why don't we play there, Jay?
It's closed, I'm pretty sure.
It's not around anymore?
Think. Real difference in the front and back 9, but a cool parking lot.
Kind of like
Cool
Anbriar?
parking lot.
Okay, when I'm going to a golf course, then I go, man, nice paved parking lot with all the spots.
Plaza, you should just go there and see the
settle
grounds.
in.
It's something.
I find as long as I get free parking, I'm okay just about
And I have a price point. If I hit that price point in terms of the round, I could hit a couple potholes. I could park a little bit away.
Sure.
Guys, I normally do not support a Licks call, but if he plans to bash that Dork Fest, also known as the Balloon Party fan page, I will support this one. Doug, that's from January 2023, Milagro Tequila Listener of the Month, Beer Cats. I'm not sure what's on his itinerary.
Have a balloon party.
Has he called in yet?
Yeah, I wonder what his
KG, no,
stance
Chad,
is.
Nah, phone lines are bare.
Phone lines are bare. That we cleared the
Clear the
line.
lines, please.
Thank you very much.
Clear them.
If winning Listener of the Year means you have to work for the show, please remove me from the candidates list. That's from the Horse and Woods Wacko.
Hey, this has never been a have-to thing. This is a gets-to thing.
How about that?
Oh,
I like that
right
attitude.
back
How
at
about
it.
that?
Isn't that hilarious? If you win, you're kind of, it's one of those
forced.
forced
Yeah.
3-month programs.
So you're not eligible to be the fan of the year anymore, are you?
I haven't really contributed as much where I think I would be deserving this year.
Wow. How about the humility from KG and O-Town?
Yeah, it's like Stan Musial.
I went out to dinner with
Some of
my
my salary back.
I was out to dinner with my parents last night. I told them last year the awards night was one of the best nights of my life.
Really?
I had a phenomenal time.
That was a fun night.
Doug, what if Greg Vaughn told you that?
I'd be so disappointed. So why did we send you to college?
Still a great night.
It was the first time I met
Well-
Ryan Henson last year. It was at the year-end awards.
Really?
He was a wonderful intern on the program.
Wonderful gentleman.
You ever go to a Colts game?
No, I was at the Pacers game last year in Butler, Hinkle Fieldhouse,
Nice.
but did not make it to a Colts game. Drove past the stadium. Pretty nice.
Mm-hmm. Very nice.
Mr. Lixon, Beer Cats are now communicating via the EDF group text inbox. You got it, Beer Cats. Let me drop my kid off, and then I'll call in. There's truly a lot that needs to be addressed. That's from Mr. Licks.
Oh, for heaven's.
So he really does go to the Our Lady of Pillar drop-off? I thought that was a joke.
I wouldn't trust anything you're reading there, Tim. Nothing.
Stephen Wildwood says sad. I don't know what that means.
Sweaty balls.
I think that was a shot at me.
Oh, is that what it was? So that's good, because you can kind of interpret the text inbox, KG and O-Town.
Well,
I sometimes don't know what these mean.
Steve couldn't even be bothered to show up last year.
Wow, damning comments.
On the biggest night of your life.
Beer Cats calling other people dorks. Pot meat kettle. That's from Kwame Voyukas the Fourth.
Ian Vayukas, don't you rebuke us. Stay with the Billikens.
What a wonderful little ditty. Hey, the Illinois Recovery Center is dedicated to providing precise and authentic care to those seeking help and treatment. They have a Facebook page for those of you who are interested, and it's just simply Illinois Recovery Center. Whether you've made the life-saving choice to seek your own help on your own, or you want to be prepared for the other end of an addiction intervention with a loved one, the chance to learn about addiction recovery is available to you at the Illinois Recovery Center in Swansea. If you or someone you know wants to get more information about the Illinois Recovery Center, please call 888-472-9559 or email info@illinoisrecoverycenter.com. That's the Illinois Recovery Center. Doug, can you tell us about Nautrals? Because they're sitting right there.
Sure, I got a couple of them right here. These are chicken-flavored Nautrals.
Bill.
Christmas coming up, you got to get something for your dog, right? You got to get a little stocking stuffer, something, so that they can join it. Well, this is what you get. You get them some Nautrals treats. Nautrals is a locally owned family business founded by two dedicated TMA listeners, one of whom even used to babysit Jackson. And now they've started this company where they serve great and healthy dog treats. They carry a lineup of limited ingredient dental chews, 100% rawhide-free options, and mouth-watering oven-baked cookies. Keep your walrus hands off of these. These are just for the dog. These are not for humans. They look good enough, like this one right here. That looks like something you would that you would order in a restaurant and eat. That really looks good. But don't. It's for the
Don't
dog.
do it. You're
Don't
not
do
nice.
it. Your pup's tail will be wagging with excitement after tasting flavors like real peanut butter, chicken, and pumpkin. Your dog will be begging for more, just like my dog Dora, who absolutely loves these. Discounted variety packs are also available, so your pup can enjoy all flavors delivered right to your door. And here's a treat for our listeners.
Do it.
Use the code TMA at Nautrals.com for an exclusive 15% off, plus free shipping on orders of $30 or more. That's Nautrals. I will spell it for you now.
Do it.
GNAWTURALS. Nautrals.com. Outrageously tasty, easily digested. It's delicious by nature. It's Nautrals.
Sweet mother of mercy, it's 24 degrees in St. Louis. I knew it was cold, but
yeah.
Wow. And the Hawks are going to get up to 16 miles an hour. I think that Hawks out of the north, I would imagine it has to be. It can't be out of the south with the...
It's supposed to be mid-50s tomorrow.
Yeah, that's not bad. Sunday, mid-50s as well. Either way, here we go, Bill. We've been telling you to get the furnace tuned up with Design Air Heating and Cooling. Do it, and do it now. Go to designairservice.com, click Book Now, and then Seth Goldcamp and his staff from Design Air Heating and Cooling, they will come out They will tune up the furnace. You will be taken care of through March, through April, whenever we stop using the furnace in the St. Louis area. And now it's over. Now you have peace of mind for this upcoming winter. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling, the official HVAC provider of TMA and the Tim McKernan Show podcast, online at designairservice.com, and of course, the presenting sponsor of our email of the day. And what a Jim Dandy we have in the email of the day is Blueberry Pop Pop and the JV golf coach are deadlocked at 4 wins apiece, and Gunter, a very dangerous Gunter, is 2 back. And Doug, we only have how many shows left in the month of November?
Let me get to the calendar. Not many, right?
The answer is 3.
Yeah.
So, I mean, theoretically, Gunter can win this thing without even going to a playoff. And Gunter's got that kind of ability. I think a lot of people are probably focused on Blueberry Pop Pop and also probably focused on the JV golf coach. But I view Gunter as like Oregon. Oregon seems like a long shot, but you know Oregon has the makeup to go in there and beat both of them. Keep an eye on Gunter as a value play to win the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the month.
Sounds important when you put it that way.
Thank you. Yeah, you think through it.
This is important stuff. And that would make them eligible for Listener of the Year.
No.
It wouldn't.
Emailer of the Year, I suppose.
Emailer of the Year. Okay.
God, who is the Emailer of the Year? I feel like Buck Swope's been putting in work here. But, I mean, look at the JV golf coach.
Yeah, Blueberry Pop Pop.
I mean, is it Kevin Miller's time?
He's had some wins.
Yeah. He's almost every day. He's a leadoff hitter almost every day.
I should save each month standing so I could get a total win number.
Yeah.
And we could really do some year-by-year rankings.
I like that idea. Don't you want to do rankings of emailers? Like going back, who won in 2014?
Right. It's like doing WAR for Babe Ruth,
Right.
How fun would that be to go back and look at all those ball games?
Tim, is there a year-end awards for Balloon Party, or is it just understood it's the winter warm-up? Alan Dadeville might have just won an award with that text.
Yeah, that certainly makes him in consideration.
Well, Doug, you're right. Cardinal fans activated by the signing of Sonny Gray. So speaking of Balloon Party, every day at around 10 o'clock, sometimes 10:03, I will wander into the 101 studios and talk it over with a gentleman by the name of Randy Character.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been doing it in St. Louis. God, how long? What do you think? Was he at KMUX before you got to St. Louis?
No,
he was not.
I think he was just getting started. So it's
But
probably,
Rich Gould was already at Channel 11.
Yes, he was.
Nice.
He's the only one that predated me. That's still around, kind of. I guess he's not working it. And Mike Bush was here before I was here. Probably 35 years or so for Randy Carricker.
And
I guess.
And I said, what was the reaction to the Sonny Gray news this morning? Because I really didn't know. I figured they wouldn't be happy just because that's kind of the baseline behavior, but maybe they would be. And Randy said, no, some people thought we were too hard on the Cardinals. Some people thought we were too soft on the Cardinals. Just another day.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, boy, you have Doug Von Nirvana yourself.
Yeah,
and he goes, well, I started off the show being really critical, and then I was being told that I was too soft on the Cardinals. So I said, what did you say? Here is how Randy Character started the opening drive on 101 ESPN yesterday with that Sonny Gray news.
Oh, hit the lever plug.
This is an example of the Cardinals being the smartest guy in the room again. When has Sonny Gray ever pitched at a high level with expectation? And everybody around this organization says the expectations are high. Couldn't handle the expectations in New York, where they expected to win. Was he fine in Oakland? Yes, where they had no expectations. Was he fine in Cincinnati? Yes, expectations aren't extraordinary there. Was he fine in Minnesota? Yes. But this is a guy that with the pressure on has not pitched well, whether it's the venue or the time of year. And with all due respect to the Cardinals, who have apparently a lot of money to waste, this is not the kind of move that puts a team over the top. This is a waste of money move. This is a move where if you're the Cubs, you laugh. You say, okay, we've got Justin Steele, and they're going to pitch Sonny Gray against Justin Steele. That's what they're going to do. And let's add this. The Cardinals still haven't done anything to fix their bullpen. This probably taps the Cardinals out financially. They probably had $12 or $13 million to spend, maybe a little bit more than that. Sonny Gray isn't signing for less than that. So do the Cardinals have another bold move to help fix their bullpen? Yeah. Well, why did you not win in 2004? Because Chris Carpenter got hurt. Why did you win in 2006? Because Chris Carpenter was healthy. Why did you win in 2011? Because you had Chris Carpenter. You win with an ace. And the Cardinals, again, with all due respect to Sonny Gray, who John Heyman reports will sign with the Cardinals today, Sonny Gray's not an ace. So I hope the Cardinals get this one right, but I don't think they will.
How about Randy Carricker?
He's not happy at all.
Yeah, I mean, that, I got to tell you, I did not realize it was that in-depth. He told me what he said, and he wasn't like, hey, I got this takeoff, could you retweet it? It was just... that was more in depth, so I understand where he's coming. For me, I never viewed the Cardinals as being a World Series threat in 2024. Now, I will continue to restate anytime I say that because of the new postseason format, the Pirates could go up against the A's next year. But I don't want to see the Cardinals do something that could hurt them in the back half of the decade. And I felt like they might do that just to overpay to get somebody to St. Louis. So the reason I like the Gray move is not because of Sonny Gray's upside so much as they have limited the downside to 3 years. That is why I like it, because I'm not looking at it through the lens of this team is in a position to win a World Series in 2024, and I didn't expect them to be. If you are viewing it through that lens, which is the way Randy presented it, I understand 100% where he's coming from. Doug, your thoughts?
I like the Sonny Gray move a lot more than Randy does. I know maybe he didn't pitch in places where there were high expectations, but he did pitch in some awfully homer-friendly parks. In 2019 in Cincinnati, which is maybe the best hitter's park in the major leagues, he had an ERA of 2.87 in Cincinnati. Now, whether you're expected to win or not, the other teams are still coming in trying to beat your doors in. That's doing some fancy pitching in Cincinnati to have a 2.87 ERA. The year after that in Cincinnati, 3.70, then 4.19. Then he went to Minnesota at ERAs of 3.08 and 2.79. That's got to put him near the top of the major leagues for ERA over the last 5 years as a starter. I think he's got a record that you would be proud of.
He's top 10 in WAR in the last 5 seasons.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. I'm not sure how much better you could do without just completely breaking the bank.
That audio also, that was before the number came out. It was 3 years. He didn't know it was $75 million. That's the beginning of the show. So that context is important.
So when you have $11 million on Gibson, $12 million, or is it 10? No, it's whatever, 22-ish for Gibson and Lynn, and 25 for Gray. That's 47. If the Cardinals were indeed willing to go around $57 million for getting to a $200 million payroll for 2023, there is still $10 million left for the bullpen. Or what I still think is live, I still think they're not done with the rotation. Now, I might be way off on this one, but I still think they're not done with the rotation. Why? Because there is that money left. Because they could trade Michaelis or Matz. I'd be very surprised if they traded one of the three that they just signed. And you have the outfielders to trade, and potentially Tommy Edman to trade, whether you view him as an outfielder or if they did want to be super bold, Nolan Gorman. So that is why I like that they've been this aggressive, and also that they haven't given out some ridiculous long-term deal. The only contract that is a long-term deal that they could be stuck with is Wilson Contreras. All the guys in the rotation, who I don't think most people are super excited about, if they were to talk about the Cardinal rotation in 2024, I don't think people would be super excited about it, could be all gone after 2026, and 4 of the 5 are not under contract after 2025. That gives you some fluidity, both for this offseason and then also in 2 years as you begin to lay a foundation with Walker, Wynn, Gorman, and then some of the arms that they are hopeful on. I don't know if they'll deliver because we haven't seen them pitch at the major league level, who are currently minor leaguers. So from that standpoint, I never thought that this would be the way that it would go with the Cardinal offseason. Again, I'm not thinking that they're going to be a championship team. And I'm not talking about the Central. I'm talking about a world championship. So like when I talk about Missouri football, I'm not talking about going to a bowl. I'm talking about a championship. So if you can limit your downside with long-term contracts, that is what I was looking for out of this offseason. And perhaps they do a deal with the Rays and get Glasnow in, and then they trade, whether it be Matz or Michaelis. And you might go, why would somebody take Michaelis or Matz if you attach one of the outfielders to it? Kind of like what some Blues fans were theorizing could take place with the desperate Oilers early on. If you wanted to unload one of those defenseman contracts, say, okay, you can have Binnington, but you got to take one of these defensemen. That kind of thing. So from that standpoint, I just don't think they're done. And I think by getting these three, now it allows them to not be left standing when the music stops. So that's where I'm coming from.
I hope they're not done. I don't think they need to be done. I don't think they have enough starting pitching yet. I think the odds of 5 pitchers, 32 and older, all making their 32 starts are next to 0. Gray is a good guy to have at the front of the rotation, but if you're going to get through the playoffs and have any real hope, you need at least 2 of those guys. You can't do it with just one stud pitcher and then 4 other guys. You need at least 2 top-quality pitchers, I think, to get through the playoff run. So I would like to see them get another top-of-the-rotation type pitcher, doing whatever they have to do to get it.
But do they, and I know they're not done, but you're paying Gray till he's 37. Do they just not like those long-term deals?
36. 34, 35, okay. 36.
Because if you get a Yamamoto for about $25 million a year for 8 or 9 years, you're paying him to about he's at that same age for about the same AAV as you're paying Gray. Are they just reluctant to pay 8 or 9 year contracts? And I'm not saying that's a wrong thought process to have. I'm just confused why they would jump the gun if they were, quote, still in that running for Yamamoto. If Yamamoto was still the one they were really, going after, you have to wait for the winter meetings. Obviously, that's kind of what him and his agent have said. But why jump the gun and get Gray and eliminate yourself from the guy you actually want who's 8 years younger? I don't know why they did it if Yamamoto was still their target. And again, it still may be. He's, maybe they come up with enough money in a trade to get him.
Because it protects your floor.
So not putting all your eggs in one basket, is that kind of what
Correct.
you're saying?
I think one of the lessons from last year was, now I want to make this clear. Anytime I say this, I don't know it to be the case. I believe that they wanted Sean Murphy. I think they thought they were going to get Sean Murphy. And then I think the plan was once they allocated players, prospects, to get Murphy from Oakland, they would then take the dollars to get a pitcher from take your pick of wherever. I think the pitcher they wanted was Rodon. So that, if anything, they're fortunate that that didn't wind up happening, considering how that's going so far in New York and now a real health question going forward. So once they couldn't get Murphy, or they weren't comfortable at the price Oakland wanted, they then were in oh crap mode. For whatever reason, they identified catcher as this top priority. That to me was the original sin of the 2022 offseason. And then, in order to make sure they got him, they overpaid to get Contreras because otherwise there wasn't somebody they liked. And so those dollars that were going to go to a pitcher went to Contreras, and then they weren't excited about what was left out there and didn't do anything to help the pitching staff. And then you have what took place in 2023. So because of the music stopping and the Cardinals not getting anybody, I believe the correction this year, whether one likes it or not, was to get it done before the winter meetings to make sure that they have it taken care of. And then look at the commodities, not necessarily the dollars, to then see if they can acquire a pitcher that way or unload salary with a commodity. Say somebody wants Tyler O'Neill or Dylan Carlson. Or if you really want to be aggressive and you want to go Nolan Gormaning and trade away one of those along with Matz or Michaelis to make that more attractive to a team. Like the Rays don't want to just rebuild. Rays are looking to still be in the mix. But the Rays also know that they're not going to be signing Tyler Glasnow, so that's one option. Or if the Cardinals are still interested in Yamamoto, then trade some of that pitching dollar off the books and then free that up if you did want to pursue Yamamoto. Because again, the thing that I keep hammering is Gray is the only guy who is under contract in 2026. That's not far off. I mean, that's 2 baseball seasons of Michaelis, Matz, Lynn, and Gibson. And Gibson and Lynn are only under contract for 1 year. So the Cardinals have really freed themselves up to have a lot of ability to move around with their pitching. And from that standpoint, I like it. But again, I'm not looking at it as, man, how come they're not going to be in the mix for 2024? It kind of written 2024 off as far as being a high probability championship season. Of course it can happen. And with baseball being the way that it is with the postseason now, it can happen perhaps even more likely than it would have 5 years ago with what was the old playoff format. So that's why I think it's still in play. Would I consider it less likely? I suppose, because so many teams want Yamamoto, and I think he's probably going to get way more than, like, if you were to say 8 years, $200 million, which would be a 25 AAV. My guess is it's going to be north of that. But again, it's a 25-year-old pitcher, and I also think it's attractive because you can tap into a market that maybe some franchises haven't tapped into with Japan, and then also you don't have to trade away a pick. You don't have to give up a pick.
Right.
So you have those two as you're building out your pros and cons. Here's what John Mozeliak had to say when he was asked about the offseason. Plowhawk, I think you might like this one. I think
I like anything he says.
Let's see what we got. What sound? It's soundbite number 1.
The off season so far.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
He's at the lead.
The 3 starters that you said you wanted to add. Can you speak to what this allows you to have in terms of doing the landscape when you will head to winter meetings, and how things change, or where you'll be able to do things?
Well, nothing's really changed in the sense that we certainly feel like we've accomplished something for our rotation. Now I think we really need to sort of look at what trade options there might be out there and how we can maybe arbitrage that to improve the club. So, like I said, today's a great day for us. We feel really good about what's happened over the last 10 days. But we also know there's still 2 months left in the off season, and what we really want to do is just not close any doors, not recognize or acknowledge there could be other opportunities. And so that's really what we want to approach the next 2 months as. So, what might happen next week in winter meetings is still TBD, but, we certainly feel a lot better about our club today than we did 2 months ago. So at that time, I just want to thank all you guys for showing up. I appreciate it, short notice, but thank you. And I think you can all see the passion that this young man brings and the excitement our fans should have for him. So thanks.
There you go, Doug. You want to arbitrage that?
I've been looking up arbitrage.
It's one of his go-to because Chris Gardner, the great Chris Gardner, does this Mo Bingo, I think it's what it's called. I forgot exactly what the term was, but he has all these phrases that, having said that, and I forgot the others, but he did point out that he did say arbitrage. I didn't hear that until this morning.
It says...
Used it as a verb, too.
It was weird.
As a verb, it means buy and sell assets using arbitrage. Much of the short selling was being done by people who were arbitraging between the bond and the equity market.
Ooh, nice.
As a noun, the simultaneous buying and selling of securities, currency, or commodities in different markets or in derivative forms in order to take advantage of differing prices for the same asset.
That's correct. A lot of derivative buyers in the market for pitching this offseason. So that's why the Cardinals will be arbitraging it.
See, again,
does that make sense?
Proxy. Last week it was proxy.
I'm not. I know a lot of my takes are bad, but there's a lot of nerds. There are too many nerds. Once arbitrage starts to become a regular thing in your lexicon.
You never heard him use it?
Nope.
What about Gussie Busch?
No, not once.
You didn't hear Tony La Russa in the offseason going, these are baseball guys.
See, the thing with La Russa is he is an incredibly smart man and intrigued by a wide variety of topics, but I'm not saying he didn't feel the need to, because I don't necessarily know if that's what Mozeliak's doing, but he recognized that communicating in that way just doesn't necessarily endear you to people. And it doesn't matter if he were doing it in the Bay Area or doing it in St. Louis. It's just not, and it's just one of those things, but I feel like it could just be like an hour meeting. Just go, hey, that doesn't come off real well.
No GM of any sports team using the term arbitrage in the PR and presser is going to resonate with people.
Probably not.
It's a little serious for trading players.
Right. As far as buying and selling long-term pitching, I'd be real hesitant too to sign any pitcher to an 8 or 9 year contract. Any of them.
I'm
Just
probably with you
because
actually on that.
You just don't ever. There's just how many pitchers are really good for 8 or 9 years. There's a couple, the premier, the all-time greats maybe. Most of them, maybe you get 3 or 4 really good years and then flip a coin. You don't know.
But people
they all get hurt.
Fans in St. Louis were going to bash the Bryce Harper deal. They didn't want Juan Soto trade because they didn't want to sign him to a 10-year
Well, it's
deal.
a little different with a hitter than a pitcher.
That was my point. Like, I don't even think fans are really ready for, a 10-year position player that can play DH and at least give you some sort of value.
But Albert Pujols could still hit at age 43.
That's
Adam
what I'm saying.
Wainwright could not still pitch.
Yeah,
at
I
age
would
40. He was
never
done.
give an 8 or 9 year deal to a pitcher. I'd love to have Yamamoto, but you can't commit that long.
I would be very reluctant to do that.
Tim and I were talking about that on
I
Balloon
would
Party.
absolutely do it with Yamamoto.
I
just don't know
think I'd
enough
do it with
about
anybody.
him. I know he's very good.
There's no such thing as a sure thing, and I'm not saying either one of you are saying that, but it's a chance you rarely get to take with a 25-year-old pitcher. And on top of it, doesn't cost you a pick. And then secondarily, from a Cardinal global presence standpoint, to tap into that is a franchise-defining opportunity, and they are rare when it comes to pitching. What were you saying, Jackson? I stepped all over you. I apologize. I still think you're cute.
Thank you. I owed you for yesterday for stepping on your however. So
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah,
Tommy immediately called him into his office.
So you owed me one. But Tim and I were talking about what you were kind of discussing right there, Doug, yesterday in Balloon Party, where if you look at like the 10 worst contracts in Major League history, like the lion's share of them are pitchers. However, the difference with Yamamoto is almost all those pitchers were almost 30, if not over 30 years old when they signed these massive contracts, where Yamamoto's only 25. The rare international thing where you're eligible for free agency earlier, it changes the game just a little bit. It changes the context.
Here is your list that I was making reference to on Balloon Party yesterday. Doug, the number 10 contract that is an absolute debacle. It was signed a year ago. Jacob deGrom, 5 years, $185 million for the Rangers remaining. Carlos Rodon. The Cardinals, I think, were thinking we were going to get Sean Murphy and Rodon last year. The Yankees will owe him $162 million that will take them through 2028. Chris Sale, 5 years, $145 million. He is still owed close to $50 million of that deal. Patrick Corbin for Natitude. That was a 6-year, $140 million deal. He is still owed $35 million this year. Now we get into a position player. And this is one who I was really high on. So, hey, while I am right almost all the time, I think you say.
For heaven's sakes.
Occasionally I'm wrong, but I'm going to blame Gangster Pete for this. Trevor Story, 6 years, $140 million. The Red Sox will be paying him $25 million in 2027. Another position player, Javier Baez, 6 years, $140 million. The Tigers will enjoy him in 2027 and pay him $24 million. Another position player, Chris Bryant, 7 years, $182 million. That was the Rockies, though, and I think everybody just kind of recognizes their...
He'll be a Cardinal soon enough.
Yeah, but he was a star. All these guys
MVP,
were at the top of the
Super
league.
too.
John Carlos Stanton, another position player, 13 years, $325 million. The Yankees will get to enjoy him in 2024, 2025, 2026, 2027, and then it's a club option that I imagine they will pick up in 2028.
Productive as he's been.
$25 million. This, to me, is the king of them all, Anthony Rendon.
Yeah, the worst.
That's just a disaster. 7 years, $245 million. The Angels get to enjoy that through 2026. And this one is this is a 30 for 30 waiting to happen, I think. Steven Strasburg, who the Nationals had a press conference for him to retire a little while ago, and then they said, you know what, we're not ready to retire, and so now they're fighting over it because the Nationals still owe him $35 million in 2024, 2025, and 2026.
Reason not to retire.
And he has only thrown 31 1/3 innings since 2020.
Man.
So there's your list from The Athletic. Of the
And almost all those guys were all-star talent, big time, as good as it gets players in their
Rendon
prime.
was just a massive piece of that 2019 World Series team. He looked like the sickest player in baseball and has completely fallen apart since getting
And there is something about, and it just depends on what your makeup is. And I think a large part of it is psychoanalysis. Clearly, that was one of the things that the Cardinals were. I listened to that Sonny Gray press conference live yesterday on 101. That the psychology of an individual, of if you get the money, does your motivation decrease? And I recall specifically, not Fernando Tatis Jr., but his father, and Tony La Russa. I mean, he called him out. You know, he was usually kind of careful with how he called guys out. You could pick up on it. J.D. Drew was a guy he called out, but he did it kind of, if you had to know in order to understand he was doing it. But with Tatis, he said he got the contract and he got comfortable. He put on a bunch of weight, and the Cardinals then traded him away. And so, you know, some guys, and I don't know that that's the case with the guys we're rattling off here. I don't think that was the case with DeGrom. That's a recent situation, and he had health problems beforehand. But Rendon won a World Series, sets himself up with $250 million. I don't know what the spot was. Strasburg is a different set of circumstances. That's been a health problem. Stanton, I don't know on Stanton. Bryant won a World Series. He'll always be a god in Chicago. I mean, was he going to Colorado thinking let's make magic in Denver, where it's been a world championship haven? Same with his, you know, cohort on the left side of the infield in Chicago, Javier Baez. Trevor Story got out of Colorado, and then all hell broke loose for him. Patrick Corbin won a World Series with the Nationals. Chris Sale won a World Series with the Red Sox. And so you see these guys and how it can play out. Do you just get satisfied and go, okay, yeah, I don't know, don't feel the same. I don't have the same desire to go out there and bust my ass. And then other people are just consumed with it. That's the thing. Do you have the natural ability? Do you have the work ethic? And for whatever reason, are you consumed with, like Yadier Molina, for as insane as he had to look to every fan base outside of the one in St. Louis, the guy is obsessed with competition. And so that's why he caught in the major leagues for, 18 years, I guess? Caught, not just played, but caught. Right. God almighty.
Well, and a lot of it just gets down to injuries. I mean, if you're a pitcher and you're out there throwing 98 miles an hour, no matter how much drive and desire you have, if you blow out your arm, you blow it out, and you're of no use to anybody.
Yeah. Sonny Gray has not had a significant arm injury in his career, also. He has
Well, he's ready.
Pujols was another one. You couldn't be any better than he was in his 11 years here, but he went to Angels. He was a shell of himself.
Right. That plantar fasciitis caught up with him
Real talk. I'll say this, boys, no matter how much money I make, I mean, if I win the Powerball, Billy, I don't care. I'm still letting Tim bang my wife back door if he wishes, and I'm still gaping that Baltimore protein dumpster.
Recovering alcoholic?
Yeah, it actually, so you saw the
He just
text.
got himself suspended. I don't care if he's an alcoholic or not. Where's the pen? I don't have a pen.
I just saw one under all your...
Oh, okay.
Choose from them.
All right, recovering alcoholic. You just got yourself suspended. It won't feel very good. But there you go. You're right into the suspension logule right now. And you'll serve a suspension to last a period of 2 days' time.
Sweet Guy's moving from Baltimore, so he's no longer going to be the Baltimore protein dumpster, I guess.
Well, every few months, that sweet guy's on the road.
It's that life of a traveling nurse. Yeah, he's him and his girl are going to New Hampshire.
Manchester?
Right near there.
Nice.
Yeah, for the
I guess
winter.
in Manchester, you can't be far from anything here in New Hampshire.
Yeah.
Like it's like Vermont.
Yeah.
Isn't that where Johnny Cakes penetrated?
I don't know. I've never been to either New Hampshire or Vermont. Wouldn't mind going, but there's just not a lot of... I don't want to go there to look at leaves. I can look at leaves here.
Well, just go up there in the winter. It's nice there in the winter.
I don't really want to.
Plowboy saying fans didn't want Harper and Soto. Quit straw manning us, ho. That's from Scooter. Doug, you like that? Quit straw manning us, ho.
I didn't say all. I said some. There was a huge part of the fan base that didn't want to sign a 10-year contract to any player. I didn't say all. I mean, there's a lot of people on this dais and a lot of our listeners, but that's a small portion of the St. Louis fan base.
Who on the dais didn't want Harper or Soto?
I said we all won. I'm saying
okay.
I was saying our
I was
listeners.
about to say, I think if anything, I think one of the things that is one of the greatest tricks the Cardinals have ever pulled is somehow they are never expected to get in on Harper or Soto and those kinds of players. It's phenomenal to me. But Matthew Tkachuk's available, and here's the Blues on a lower tier budget with a salary cap and up against the salary cap. It's like, why did the Blues get Matthew Tkachuk? Then Juan Soto and Bryce Harper become available. Well, the Cardinals can't do that. What in the hell? How does this work out? What a great deal for the Cardinals that the expectations are never high. For a portion, as the Plowhawk said, for a portion of the fan base. Your thoughts are welcome, 314-881-TMA5. And, of course, you're welcome to call in. Is Mr. Licks, is he on hold? Who's on? Is my nurse on hold?
Oh, I don't know, Tim.
No, they're talking to KG.
I got it.
The pre-interview before they get on the air?
Green room.
Oh, really? She was at your birthday party, huh?
Oh, likely.
Ah.
I know those calls.
Okay.
Let's see what we got. Doug Jackson, tell us about your hair and why it looks so good. Yeah.
Yeah, to talk about the old slick back, and that's thanks to our friends over at St. Louis Hair Restoration. The hair is coming back thicker, the crown is filling out a little bit more, the hairline's staying pat. Like, that's just what we wanted. It's exactly what we wanted. It's all because I got a consultation at St. Louis Hair Restoration. You might look in the mirror and say, it's okay right now, and, I know I'm thinning a little bit and the hairline's moving back, but it might just, don't do that. Go get a consultation over at St. Louis Hair Restoration. They got me on the finasteride, super easy, and then this laser cap that I wear for about 6 minutes a night. Couldn't be easier. Love doing both, and it's really helping out my hair. And Doug, tough town population, us, am I right?
I've put down roots in Tough Town. This is where I live now. Tough City, Wisp City, the Wispy City. That's where I live.
Oh, I like that. The Wispy City.
The Wispy City.
That's really good.
Yeah. Oh, I had the FUE procedure. That's the one where they shave the side and back of your head, and then they go in and take out individual grafts there where they're not susceptible to male pattern baldness, and then they transplant it into an area where you're thin. Very simple process. Really takes, I think it took about 4 or 5 hours, but some of that I was eating Chick-fil-A that they brought me, and for most of it I was watching TV, and there was no pain involved at all. They numb you up real nice like, and if you see pictures of someone right after they have it, you probably think, ooh, I bet that hurt. Didn't hurt at all. There are, a couple days worth of recovery, a few weeks where you're going to want to wear a baseball or golf hat to protect it, and then you just sit back and you enjoy the wisp. You enjoy the wisp and the tufts, and that's where I am now, about 5.5 months in, and they say you'll see most of the growth within 6 to 8 months, but you're not a completed project until about a year in, so we'll see where I am another 6 months from now. You think Fabio had a head of hair. Wait till you see me come next summer.
Hello, Jack.
So if you don't like your hair, if you're
to see
always upset, if you never think you look the way you want to look, do something about it. We have a great resource right here in St. Louis with Greg Kryling and Dr. Palinga. They're at St. Louis Hair Restoration, and that's the website, stlouishairrestoration.com.
If you are feeling tired or sluggish, check out lowtusa.com. That's Mentality. It's FDA-approved testosterone treatment. Board-certified physicians who work with most insurance. Low energy, motivation, weight gain, muscle loss, fatigue, tired all the time, feeling anxious and moody, irritable, impatient, dealing with anxiety, depression. These are symptoms of low testosterone. Doesn't matter what age you are, low testosterone can be an issue with any guy. Even if you've tried testosterone before, not everyone understands the blood chemistry in men's bodies. Mentality can help. The normal range for testosterone is large, and if you've been to a doctor and they told you that you were normal without understanding the range or testing your free testosterone, it was not fully looked at. Come get checked with Mentality online at lowtusa.com. That is Mentality. Let's see, is Andy Crouppen in the building?
He is.
All right, why don't we bring him in?
All right.
Welcome into the dais. I got this text from a compadre of mine. Says, I was with Terrell Davis last week. Doug, you remember him? Denver Broncos.
Sure, running back.
And he said, guys struggle to keep waking up early to work hard when you're sleeping in silk sheets.
Terrell Davis is sleeping in silk sheets?
He was with Terrell Davis. Terrell Davis told him that guys struggle to keep waking up early once you start sleeping in silk sheets.
I could see that.
See what I'm saying?
Sure.
See what he's saying.
Yeah. Well, there's Andy now.
Hi, Andy.
Right
I
here.
like the Christmas sweater.
Thank you.
Holidays, Doug. Holiday season.
It's upon us.
Christmas is over.
It's over.
Thanksgiving's over.
Right.
Ready for Christmas.
Breaking news. What's going on, man? How are you?
I'm great.
Yeah?
Just got back in town. We were in L.A. I have family out there, so went there for the holiday. It was
Yeah?
nice.
What,
and came back to this weather.
Yeah. Enjoyable. What are you doing out in L.A. when you go there?
What did we
Cheering
do?
on the Rams.
We went to the Peterson Automotive Museum.
Wow.
Threw eggs at the SoFi Stadium.
Nice. There it is.
Yeah.
Right by LX. You can drop them as you
Nice.
fly in.
Yeah. That was fun.
Nice.
Nice
Yeah, your
time.
family was never a real big fan of Stan Kroenke, were they?
Famous commercial, Doug.
Well,
Not that anyone
it's
else in St.
complicated.
Louis was. Yeah. Oh, well.
You're not going to make me talk about baseball, are you?
Ed comes in
Oh,
here.
my God. I can't compete with him.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Oh, yeah.
He kind of is the best host on this show when it comes to baseball,
He
which
knows
is a little
lot.
uncomfortable. Yeah. Grew up a Yankees fan, has become a big Cardinals fan, and kind of schools us when he comes in here.
He's just a baseball. He's sort of has an encyclopedic knowledge of baseball, but also of Beanie Babies and show tunes. And when he gets
Babies
into
and show tunes?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
I mean, those
Wow.
are show tunes still. Beanie Babies are in the rearview mirror, I hope.
Can he
no, when
sing
he
some
gets
show
into
tunes?
something.
Doug, you love a good show
I
tune.
love a good show tune. There's no business like show business, like no business I know. Everything about it is
joke.
appealing.
His knowledge of show tunes may be as deep as his knowledge of baseball.
Really?
Wow.
Oh, yeah. When he gets into something, he gets into something.
Look at that.
Yes,
How about that?
Well, what are you
Oh, he's-
into?
Yeah, what are you? What's going on for you? Do you enjoy a good show tune?
I've got 3 young kids.
Yeah, well, that answers the question, doesn't it, Doug?
Yep.
Yep, you're into what they're into.
I'm into diapers and,
How old are your children?
well, I have a 9-year-old, an 11-year-old, and then I lost a 3-year argument and have a 1.5-year-old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I have a, I guess, 20-month-old now. So,
Oh, so you're in the same boat.
I'm in the same deal.
But you're not 52.
I'm not 52. I'm 47.
Oh, you're close.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I'm surprised you're 52.
Me too.
Tip of the cap, man. I would have never said 52. Oh, man. Really?
Goes by fast. doesn't
That's
it?
great to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was 25 about a year and a half ago.
Is that right?
Yeah, right. That's what it feels like. Yeah.
Jackson, you feel like you're aging rapidly? Because Jackson is actually 25, Andy.
Yes, I do.
Do you really?
Yeah, I mean, I felt like I was 22 and just starting with the show like a year ago, but that was 3 years ago.
Doug, that's the fun you have when you're doing HD2 radio.
You age quick in radio.
That's right.
It's like the president.
So you really did lose an argument? This wasn't a surprise on the one?
No.
This was actually...
a very long argument.
Well, you're a counselor. What happened?
It's a very long story.
Mine was an accident that took place in a commercial break, literally.
Really?
Yeah, we were down in Jupiter, and we had a long commercial break, engaged in coitus. Next thing I know, a month later, my wife's like, hey, I'm pregnant.
That
Like,
is so romantic.
son of a bitch.
There you go. It's a good shot.
There it is. So when my 20-month-old goes back and listens and wants to hear the history, he'll always know the segment he was conceived in. And Iggy was singing during it, too, which I think is the reason why
Probably.
I
Dulcet
was
tones.
so aroused. Yeah, those were dulcet tones. Ah, man, tip of the cap to you. For real, if you would have said, guess the age, I would have gone, 42.
Well, how old do you think Ed is? 63?
I mean, go 58.
He's 6 months younger than me.
No way.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah, he's got a great face for radio, right? It's
You're
warm
supposed
in
to
here.
say,
You
yeah,
guys
that's-
always keep it this warm
God,
here?
it's so
or is it my
hot.
sweater?
I'm telling you, I cannot wait to get the commercial break. I can't fit. Look at this thermostat.
Yeah.
It dangles.
Oh, it's hot.
Andy, I can't figure this. I tried to change it. I cannot get it to. It dangles.
Well, it
trying to
doesn't look like it's in good working order.
Yeah.
They're trying to smoke us out of our hole.
That's what we believe. That's what we believe.
And there's a rip in our fabric.
There is a rip in our fabric. Yeah, I mean, you're the title sponsor.
And
Your
next
name's
thing
in
you
here.
know, my name's going to be gone.
Yeah. See, so what I would do here, I would go out there and talk to your sales rep, Greg Jost, and say, we're pulling the sponsorship.
That's right.
Unless the fabric's taken care of. And our boys have a thermostat that is digital and not this thing that I had in my frat room 25
you can't do your
years ago.
best work in this.
Thank you, Doug.
Under
We
these
can't do these.
conditions.
No,
These are
yeah.
conditions. That's what Brett's Brown
That's
and
right.
Cooper right
It's nice to
there.
have some counsel.
Yeah.
Let's just walk out.
A walkout. They'd be fine with it.
I wouldn't know.
Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. That's exactly right. Oh, man.
Oh, how does a lawyer learn his negotiating skills? Do they teach that in law school, or does that just come with experience?
A lot of
really
debate
don't-
in high school and college?
No. I think, first of all, they don't teach you anything in law school, really. You really learn how to be a lawyer. They teach you kind of how to think like a lawyer and give you a little bit of background, but you really don't learn how to practice law until you have a job and you're out there. Excuse me. I don't know. I think some people just, these kids are like, just argue. I think they end up being lawyers.
Oh, yeah? Are you argumentative? Are you argumentative by nature?
I like a nice debate over nothingness.
Yeah. And you have to be able to see all sides of any story. And
that's right.
Pick a side and go with it.
What debate over nothingness do you find? A hill that you will die on, for example. Is there anything that really gets you going that you'll feel passionately about? That you take a step back and go, why in the hell did I spend my time arguing over that?
Well, the eclipse.
The eclipse?
Oh, that was so dumb.
Which one?
And
There was a recent
Hamilton
one?
is another one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What is your perspective on
Here was the
these?
thing on the eclipse. It wasn't that cool. And, is it really worth possibly being blinded to look up at the sun for what, a minute and a half?
Has anyone ever really been blinded by looking up? Do we ever have a documented proof of anyone who says, I can't see a thing, I looked at the sun?
Well, I didn't do the research before I came in. I didn't know we were
But
going to
that's what you always hear. Don't look at it. You'll be
Right.
blind. I wonder if it's ever happened to anyone.
Yeah, I don't know. There must be more to it. Because kids don't know. Babies don't know. Maybe it just hurts.
Probably. It probably hurts and you got to look away.
Maybe it's like
and you can't
touching
see.
a hot stove or sitting in this room, for God's sake.
Oh, it's brutal in
Stop
here.
taking off my shirt.
I'm for real. Before you came in, I turned. Those watching on YouTube could see it, and I'm like, I'm going to see if I can get this thing. It is brutal. Plowhawk, do you have any counsel? You're the one who's been able to figure this out.
Oh yeah, you need to go the other way, dog.
Opening the door always helped.
This way?
Andy,
No.
Here comes the Plowhawk.
Open the door if you want. That lets a lot of air in here.
Oh, right there, all the way there.
Wait, will you walk past me a few times again? That breeze.
Lousy, just open the door. Just that makes an immediate difference.
I'd crack it. There you go.
There's nothing going on out there.
Something goes on in this studio when we leave. I don't know who comes in here.
Bless America. I
It's
didn't notice
nuts.
it. It's quite warm.
Oh, it's brutal. It's gotta be close to 80 degrees in here.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah, you have disrobed. You actually take the top off, which is a request that our audience members make of us on a regular basis. What a wonderful deal! First holiday season in the new building down on the hill.
And it's been great.
Yeah.
It's been really nice. Being in the neighborhood, being in the new building, it's exciting.
They got the lights up already. All the Christmas lights on the light poles. It's beautiful. It's really
Yeah.
fun to drive through the hill at night.
Jackson's a resident.
Yeah, right there, right on, right around where you guys are.
Where do you live?
Kind of in that Daggett area.
In the heart of the hill?
Right there.
Oh,
in the
wow.
heart. Yeah. It's really not like driving
You
right
never
down
stop by?
Marconi.
Yeah, why don't you come
I
by?
need to stop by. I do. I need to stop by, take a couple pictures, take a tour. I'd love to come by. I can literally walk there. So
come on by.
Absolutely, we'll do.
Andy Crouppen with us here. Brown and Crouppen, the presenting sponsor of Balloon Party. Andy, we will free you. You've probably lost a few pounds since you entered into
That's right.
the facilities.
Well, after Thanksgiving, I could use it.
Yeah,
and please, if you could send in some texts. Ed's sitting here showing me all the texts of people talking about Ed. Can somebody text something about me so I can show him? Look.
I don't know if you want that.
Yeah, that's the thing, Andy. It's about time we got guest/show sponsors to start disrobing in studios. Amen, hallelujah. So
Okay.
Andy in St.
There you
Peters
go.
was happy to watch you take your...
There you go. I'll send my wife next time.
Maybe you'll have a fourth after that text.
Oh, God, no.
Andy Crouppen, presenting sponsor of the program is Brown and Crouppen. We'll take a commercial break, come back with our 8 o'clock hour here on TMA, presented by Brown and Crouppen from the Michelob Ultra Studios.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day.
Rosalitas know that a fun happy hour and scenic patio go together like fresh guac and chips. So take advantage of their covered patio this fall and winter at their De Pere location and enjoy happy hour specials Monday through Friday from 3 to 6. Their sparkling margarita is made with Chambord raspberry liqueur and topped with a bottle of Rosé Prosecco. They also have a variety of delicious margarita flavors, including mango, pomegranate, and blood orange, all made with top-shelf tequila and Cointreau. With phenomenal service, great margaritas, and a breathtaking atmosphere, there's always a reason to come to Rosalitas.
Urban Dictionary defines thirsty as purposely, knowingly, and recklessly attempting to gain fame to boost self-esteem. So, are you thirsty? Well, TMA has you covered. Become a part of the 2023 TMA Listener of the Month Club. You nominate yourself for a monthly award, and if you win, you get recognition and stuff to help you satisfy that insatiable thirst. We're talking January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, etc. Go to TMASTL.com or the TMA app. Give us your name, a photo, and other pertinent information. Tell us why you deserve to be TMA Listener of the Month. And if you don't want to use your real name or photo, we don't really care. The TMA Listener of the Month. Get recognized just for being you, or fake you, or whatever. Quenched by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to the brighter side of tequila with Milagro in the morning after on KPNT HD2.
When we think of a real estate agent, we think of somebody simply selling our home or finding us a new one. I mean, they're all the same, right?
Okay, here's the comps. We'll take some pics, we'll post them, and I'll get back to you, okay?
A home is life-changing, and your real estate agent should reflect that. Honesty, integrity, and someone who will go above and beyond to make your dreams come true.
The Jeff Lotman Group with Compass Realty. We're different because you're different. We want what you want. Experience the difference today at jefflotman.com, bringing people and properties together.
Do you want to support the EDF Group as a sponsor of TMA? Well, it's real simple. Do you have a fire extinguisher where you work? The answer is yes, you certainly do. So, please email the EDF Group at fire@theedfgroup.com so a technician can come out and explain to your team how the EDF Group can save your company money. Again, that email address is fire@theedfgroup.com. The EDF Group is hot and will prevent your facility from having hot fires. Experience the EDF Group difference. Learn more at theedfgroup.com.
Okay. Hot takes.
Yeah.
Pepper and Genie. Pepper and Genie.
And now the Pepper and Genie Show with Darren Atkins and Ken Stroh. All right, take it, fellas.
There it is. That's the open.
Pepper and Genie.
Pepper and Genie. Pepper and Genie. Pepper and Genie. Pepper and Genie. Pepper and Genie. Pepper and Genie. Pepper and Genie.
We don't know what it is. We don't understand the name. We just know it's stupid. And it's available every weekday, featuring Iggy and the Plowboy. Apparently it's some kind of a podcast or something. Available at TMASTL.com and on the TMASTL mobile app. Whatever.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan here to tell you about Sound Story and a wonderful deal we have for our TMA listeners. 20% off a Sound Story gift card when you enter promo code TMA. Starting at $399, and then you get 20% off, so now you're saving $80. At mysoundstory.com, you can take care of holiday shopping with a gift that will mean the world to your family, not just this year, but for years to come. When I started Sound Story, it was because a listener said, don't do the interview with your father for yourself or for your dad. Do it for your kids. And then do it for their kids, and do it for their kids. Why? Because that way, my father's voice and his stories will be saved forever. It's like a podcast, but with your loved ones. That's what Sound Story is, and it makes the perfect holiday gift. At mysoundstory.com, 20% off when you enter promo code TMA.
I get asked all the time by people, if I'm in an accident, what should I do? And while yes, you should call the police, exchange insurance information, and take pictures of the scene, all those things are important. But the most important thing you need to do is hire a personal injury lawyer. This is Doug Biggs from Longo Biggs Injury Law. And if you've been hurt by someone else's negligence, don't take on the insurance company yourself. Insurance companies have teams of people and a playbook designed to keep you running in circles so they can pay you as little money as possible for your accident claim. If you don't have a lawyer, they know you can't bring your claim to court, and they will never give you full value. We recently took an offer from an insurance company without a lawyer on the case from $12,000 to $200,000. You can't get that kind of result without an attorney on your case. Even if you don't hire us, you need to hire a personal injury attorney. Check us out online at longobigs.com.
The Brown and Crouppen Morning After will be hosting the End of the Year Awards to celebrate TMA fans December 14th at Hot Shots in Webster. Best Texter, Best Caller, Best Emailer, or Listener of the Year, or maybe Best Cuck Story of the Year, or Most Perverted Fake Story of the Year, or whatever else we can come up with. Who should win? Who will win? Who gives a crap? Bring a new unwrapped toy for Annie's Hope on behalf of Jay Randolph Jr., and you'll get in for free. The End of the Year Awards. Brought to you by Munganess, St. Louis Acura, and Alton Toyota. Find out more at tmastl.com. Now,
It's the Brown and Crouppen Morning After. KPNT FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis.
Listen up, y'all, this is a song for the Cardinals. It's playoff time, October's here, it's time to gear up and get ready.
Well, we're on.
Let's hear you cheer, Cardinals baseball. Happy Fly, Fred, Bird, retired numbers and players. Busch Stadium, the Arch, Clydesdales, and the Rally Squirrel. Game 6, walk-off victory, fireworks, championship parade. Do the wave, do the wave. Boom. Cardinals playoff baseball, let's fill the seats with red. Time to work on magic, 12 and 12.
Gray skies after starting.
Oh yeah, guys. Alright.
Are you going to do the lineup?
I'm going to give you the lineup.
Oh, yeah.
Kyle Loesch is on the mound with Molina behind the plate. Alan Craig is taking over the duties of first base. Across the stretch, last year's MVP freezes on third. Furcal's out, but Scalzo skipping. Cosman got his back for sure. Cardinals playoff baseball, let's fill the seats with red. Time to work on magic, 12 and 12.
Well, he's still looking for 12 and 23, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Don't forget our run last year went from nothing to winning it all. It's our time to take control.
He's so weird. You guys are so free.
Powerhouse out in the field.
Doug, you get the idea. Welcome back. It's TMA, and it's presented to you by Brown and Crouppen. Andy Crouppen in studio, and furious, candidly, about the heat in the studio.
Feels better now.
It does.
Because
Plowhawk
that door
saved the
was
day.
open for a while.
Yeah, cooled it off a little bit.
Huh. I think that one of the Cardinal troubles is we haven't been there for spring training for a couple of years. The team is not properly prepared.
Yeah, they also smoked us out of our holes.
Yeah. We can't find a good hole to roost in anymore.
Flip that off.
Plumb out.
That used to be one of my favorite trips of the year.
Oh, it's
spring
the
training.
greatest damn thing in the world, and it's like $1,000 a night to stay down there now.
Is it really?
It's not. I mean, obviously, certainly you can spend way more than that if you would like, but it's just, it's insane. Insane. So, well, the Cardinals don't want morons doing shows 5 feet from their
They're happy
clubhouse.
about it.
Oh, when COVID hit, they're like, oh,
I knew when that happened.
This
So
is
help me
over.
in the moment. I thought, well, that'll be the end of it. We will never be back there doing the show from the picnic. At the same time, I'm not like, how come we're not? The fact that we got like 16 years of it.
That was pretty good.
That's how I view it.
Well, there was
I ran
a
on the
time-
field there for a couple times, so I'm like really
Boxed
surprised.
out Jed Jerko.
Nearly went on a Cardinal team trip with Dexter Fowler to the escape room.
Yeah.
You go
Remember
back
that was so secret they wouldn't even let anybody follow them.
too secret.
That was that's right.
If you go back 10 or 15 years, it was like every media outlet in town was down there.
Every one of them.
Several.
Oh, is that not happening? I don't even know. About
I don't think it happens anymore. No, multiple radio stations set up with tents and tables,
And you're talking-
broadcasting live and
Major ESPN outlets with Perez and all those guys. Kirchin, I think, went out there. See, a national guy that just.
Oh,
a bunch of local.
they still go.
They still go there now,
They
okay.
bounce around, but yeah, I don't know on the local.
I don't think they go like they used
when
to.
I'm there, I'm not over there doing the show. I do it from where we're staying. But yeah, it's insane how expensive it is. Your thoughts are welcome. 314-881-TMA5, EDF Group, text inbox, and you are welcome to call in 636-9004-TMA. We are fresh off of our Munganast St. Louis Acura Munganess Burkhardt, Alton Toyota, 7 o'clock hour. Doug, give me just 20 things you like about Munganess St. Louis Acura, Munganess Burkhardt, Alton Toyota.
20 things.
I think you could do it.
Well, I like all 4 tires on the Toyota Highlander that they.
I got low
allowed me
pressure
to
on all
drive.
mine right now.
Low pressure.
Yeah, but that's probably because of the cold.
Yeah, probably.
Clayton, Ryan, Pete, Jamie, service department.
Boom, there's 7.
We're 7.
Snacks, waiting room.
Yes. Great deals on cars, on
They put air
Acuras
freshener
and
in.
Toyotas.
Put air fresheners in after you're done with
That
your
they deserve it.
Listeners.
Yeah.
Listeners.
Best prices, best customer service around.
Best fans in baseball.
Service department's outstanding.
Huge selection of vehicles, very conveniently located on both sides of the river.
We're close to 20.
Yep, I think that is it. Yeah, go online at stlouisacura.com or altontoyota.com, and you can use a secret number if you want to call or text Jamie Burkhardt. Here it is, 314-252-0029.
252 0029.
Yep, that's Munganess. St. Louis Acura and
Straight
Munganess
to the
Burkhardt, Alton Toyota. Producer Joe is listening to the show this morning, and he usually tracks Ken.
Yeah, I was going to say, did I say something?
Nobody said anything. He sent me, and this was in the middle while we were talking to Andy Croup, and I'm like, wow, Joe's rattled about Andy Croup, but it said, gotta love your board op tweeting with another radio show while working on your show.
Oh.
Wait. Okay, so this the same guy who would stop mid-show as well to do a Seattle hit?
He did.
Doug, that was
Am I
Mitch
correct
in the
on this?
morning.
Yes,
It was
he
the
did.
program known as Mitch in the Morning.
I love my commissioner. Prod Joe and me have had our spats in the past. Him
It was
and
more about
K-Berg.
it was more about K-Berg.
However, I have to jump on this. I was in the studio, at least, present, and I was asked the question about how many times I go to Six Flags. So
On Twitter, you were asked that question?
correct.
Chuckles Marlowe. Doug, you know Chuckles Marlowe?
Sure.
The
Yeah.
White Rascal.
Oh, Marmar.
He and the cat are over there doing Sound Story live reads.
Are they?
Yeah, they are. Frank's,
White
Frank's available for him. So,
Love the guy.
I was
So
I was texting with that cat yesterday. Charlie, because Joe sent me a screenshot of it. I go, what in the hell? I was like, what's Joe talking about? He sent me a screenshot. Charlie said to the Plowhawk, good morning, Peoria Plowboy. We're discussing roller coasters this morning. How many times do you get to Six Flags every year? And then the Plowhawk started engaging in conversation, and Joe sent me the screenshot.
How many times?
I said at least 4 times per year. Try to get there at the peak turkey leg season and a couple Fright Night fests. And I said, got to make sure you get that scare bracelet to really enjoy it.
Now it's
New money.
closed now?
I would assume so, yes.
A little nape in the air to get out
Yeah.
there.
Oh, man, going on that
Imagine-
Mr. Freeze would be a tough battle.
Can you imagine riding the Batman right now going 60 miles an hour?
But the smell in the summer, like I wouldn't mind Six Flags in the winter because I mean, the BO mixed with like that turkey breath.
Bill.
That's why Fright Fest rocks. It's cool nights.
Yeah, and parents are there a little bit more.
As long as it was 50-something degrees, you could put on a coat and be fine.
Oh, yeah, we did
everything.
we went to a wedding there in Eureka.
The pool
last
might
at the
be
Holiday
chilly.
Inn,
I
and
thought the wedding was at Six Flags.
walked over to Six Flags.
Bring the cat and Charlie back, baby. That's from Nutsack Jim. All right, now here's the deal. Now let's pretend, Doug, it's salary cap. Who goes? Got to do that.
Well, I guess most of us could go.
I've been furloughed 3 times, 4
Nutsack
times.
Jim, you can play fantasy radio. What's your optimal lineup? Let's see.
Arbitrage.
Yeah, and then you got to arbitrage that. Maybe add more Sinbad interviews to the skeleton in your free time. Jesus, that's from Banty Boy in Bridgeton, and now he's not happy.
You know, I didn't get credit last segment for Beer Cats because it's not just a coincidence you're hearing the great award ceremony from last year leading up to this year's award ceremony. That's kind of a subtle hint.
Yeah, how about that?
This is coming up.
Yep.
And what, did it take you about 8 seconds to send that reply tweet? Like, what are we talking about here?
Yeah, I mean, not
Let
even.
my boy Plowsy cook.
Yeah, and
Let
so
him cook.
let me cook.
Let my boy Plowsy cook.
And right when Tim said that, I thought the same thing as Plowsy. I was like, well, it's been long in the lore of TMA that Prod Joe would call into Mitch in the morning.
Mitch in
during
the morning
show.
in Seattle.
Hello, pot, meet kettle.
Right, so Plowsy responded to a tweet coming from Joe. I get where Plowsy's coming from.
And I love me some Joe.
I do
think
too. I
he's
love
a
Joe.
fun little character.
A fun little character. Oh, he got bopped on the head so hard when he was on the stoop.
Now people are sending in their fantasy TMA lineups. Here we go.
This is not good.
A lot of people are going away. Well, not a lot of people. Send your fantasy radio lineups in 3314-881-TMA5. 636-9004 TMA is how you can call in. Mr. Lick's on with you, KG, or is that still you and Mike Lee talking about a birthday party?
Yeah, we're just catching up about that birthday party a little bit.
So there's
Keep that in the holster for later.
yeah. So there is that. And Plowhawk, we have audio, and it's Stephen A. Smith talking about why he gets so horny. Doug, what is his
Liz's, LIZZS_locker room. Stephen A., why are you so freaky? Laugh out loud. How do you know I'm freaky? Where'd you get that from? For all you know, I could be the most conservative dude on the planet. You have no idea whether I'm freaky or not because I don't tell. But I do like the fact that you clearly have an imagination and you imagine the kind of things that somebody like myself is capable of.
Oh.
Go ahead and use your imagination. Enjoy. How do you know I'm freaky?
You think he really takes himself that seriously? Probably.
Like when I go into my sapphic fantasy voice, I wonder if there are people thinking that it's serious because maybe in his mind he's being satirical. But I don't know that people view Stephen A. Smith as satirical. I view it as like an act.
Right.
But I don't necessarily view it as satire, Doug. And I think in my mind, there's a difference on satire and an act. Like, I think he's playing up his opinions and just taking stands because he's able to do so skillfully with his, would you call them orating skills?
I guess that's
oratory
what,
skills.
He's a silver-tongued orator.
Nice.
But it sounded like he was seriously the horniest person
right
on the
there.
planet.
I mean,
like, he just got out of a 10-year prison sentence in solitary. Like, this dude's ready to jump on anything.
Yeah, I think satirical would require some sort of like premeditative idea of like, this is how I'm going to do it. Like, I just think he is who he is, but he plays it up in a major way. The horny stuff is truly hilarious to me, and I love Stephen A. Because I don't take Stephen A. Smith seriously as like a sports broadcaster where he says something ridiculous and everyone engages with it. Like, that's not why I view him. I just view him as like a funny guy who, you know, loves basketball and gets all horned up on this podcast, and it really cracks me up.
Do you listen to his podcast?
How do you know I'm freaky?
I don't know.
Where'd you get that from?
I listened to
Where'd
the
you get that
clips.
from?
I listened to the clips from when he's asked these horny-ass questions.
Oh, is that what goes on?
So people tweet at him, and he responds on his podcast. And so, like, one of them last week was like, what's the best meal before sex? And he was like, protein drink. You want to get a protein, you want to lay a base.
He's not, is he married?
No.
He's not. What is it? I would
Your
guess
lower extremity.
I would guess he's like 50. Don't you think he is?
Compromise.
54?
Been around a while now.
I was going to say 52.
I'm thinking about
He's 56.
Yeah.
56 bills.
Taller than you'd think. He's like 6'2".
I remember
I
him.
could see that. Didn't he play basketball for somebody?
I don't want to. I'm not inferring anything. I want to just make it clear. I barely knew who he was, and I remember being. No, do you call it Candlestick or 3Com, where the 49ers and Rammies would do battle, the Cardinals and Giants?
It's always Candlestick. Every stadium in San Francisco is Candlestick.
I remember being there, and he was right behind me, like in the row above me in the press box. And he just kept staring at me, and it was, and like I said, he wasn't the guy he is now.
Right.
And so when I was on his show later on television, I remember being like, "Oh, that's the guy who I think he was just writing for the Philadelphia Inquirer, who just kept staring at me."
He had a thing for you?
I don't know. Of all of the press boxes I've been in my career, there's not one where I go, "Oh, I remember the day that Dave Luking couldn't stop looking at me."
Wow.
It's never really happened that way.
Did he call
Stephen
you
A.
Tyler?
Smith, Buzz. Where's Buzz? Jackson is the blonde Ace Ventura. That's from Hey Man, He-Man.
I'll take that.
How is Stephen A. Smith hilarious? Low point for Casper this morning. That's from Mr. 63011. Dougie has a very fast golf cart at best.
That's just a dumbass question.
Oh, it's
I'm a grown-ass man.
It's one of my favorite things when people are like, "Oh, your opinion's different than mine." What a low point for you. Like,
Shot at Andy Staples last 48 hours.
well, at least that has this is totally subjective. Like, I like Stephen A. Smith. I find him funny. Why is that a low point? Because it's my opinion.
And
how are you going to have an opinion on my opinion?
These are people, Jackson, that are texting into an HD2 radio show.
Well,
So, like, the low
that aside-
point barometer, like...
But that's like a general statement. Like, someone likes something and you don't like it, now you have to attack them.
Say some people.
Frank Cusimano.
I already had that queued up at the end of someone.
Beer Cats is now giving you a compliment, Plowhawk, it looks like.
Oh, I didn't
It's a longer text. He says, the new uploads to the skeleton have been really good. Wish they'd get that damn skeleton fixed, though, so we don't have to hear the day's show 4 times a day. Wasn't that supposed to change on November 1st? Do I need to get out there and put a finger in Tommy's chest or wherever I need to put it to get something done? Doug, that's from Beer Cats. As you might remember, he won the Milagro Tequila Listener.
I remember that.
This
yeah.
go
January.
beyond Beer Cats. I respectfully, please do not.
Contact Tommy.
Contact Tommy
He's
or
busy
John.
with Tales from the Tank Lid.
This is like they're meeting with Oracle and about sponsoring that, but also the template will change, and once the template changes, then the skeleton will change. You only hear it twice a day. It's right after the show.
So what is the update on that? Because I recall meeting with Tommy and Hubbard Marty, Doug, in May. Was it May that we had lunch at Del Balago? And I said, hey, can we do that? Then, Jackson, you were in the sales meeting, and Maggie, we love Maggie. A lot of people talk about Maggie, and we say she's great. We love Maggie.
3 or 4 Hall of Fames.
That's correct. And she goes, why are we just out of curiosity, why are we changing the TMA all day? And I said, the listeners want it, and we practice the WWE plan of giving our listeners exactly what they want. They want CM Punk back. We bring CM Punk back. Cult of Personality riff.
Why was that such a big deal? Why is he such a star that it was such a big deal that he came back?
He hadn't been there in almost a decade, and he left on some really negative terms. Had some not so nice things to say about Triple H and Vince McMahon. People said it would never happen.
Well, doesn't everybody who leave usually leave on negative terms?
Not like that. You sound like an ass.
Well, like what? What were the negative terms that were so bad?
I think he called Triple H a doofus.
And then he
Take
proceeded
that.
to
Take
get
that,
demolished
though.
in the MMA octagon.
And so because of
Didn't
that, we're
help.
bombarded on social media with this guy's back? What am I missing here? Was
You're
he
out
the-
of your element, Doug.
Was he the
Just
biggest
stop.
star ever in pro wrestling?
But
You're looking at me. I have never watched a moment of
The
it.
clips from his return to Survivor Series were the most viewed clips on social in WWE history.
How about that,
But
Doug?
why?
I can't do this.
It's all it's all about the dumbing down of America that we sit there and we're all enthralled.
You used to
with
watch The
this stuff.
Bachelor.
Oh, yeah. Damn, shots fired. On that note, though, Tim,
What
I
note are
had
we
a
on?
meeting with Tommy. Remember my makeup meeting because I decided to go out of town, apparently, during my meeting with the bosses. But I came back and had that, and he said him and Marty were going to get together and have that changed. Now, I can just go talk to Marty today.
Hubbard Marty.
But again, like, I know where our show ranks in the pecking order. I'm
Where is
like
it?
the skeleton of importance at the end of the year for a company like this. I kind of know when and who to talk to. So I'm not gonna bombard Tommy with emails and texts.
Well, Gummy wants you to. Gummy says,
Okay.
when is the template going to change? Take the initiative to get it changed. And also, today's TMA plays at least 3 times right after the show, and then also at 7 p.m., and then early morning the next morning. Doug, that's Gummy.
Yeah, but actually, I want to revert to that text because he's an idiot.
Oh.
So, like, if he says 3 times, it doesn't. It plays after the show from 10 to noon.
Yeah.
It also plays 7 p.m. to 9
But
p.m.
they're counting
to
the
10
live
p.m.
show as one time.
What?
How
That
is
doesn't
that?
count.
That doesn't count.
have
This
to
is
do the
live.
show.
We're talking replaying the show. And 1 a.m. the next day is the next day. And the fact that you know that, you really need to look in the mirror, get some sleep, a hobby. You're listening to the show at 1 a.m. If you're not an overnight underwater welder, then you need a hobby, son.
Underwater welder.
Who's doing underwater welding? Like bridge builders? That kind of guy?
I'm just saying there's no reason to listen to it intently at one. This is for you to get in your car and run errand, take your kid to soccer practice, and you hear a Sinbad interview, and you laugh, and you have a fist bump with your kid, and Then you go get Ted Drew. This isn't
Doug,
for
you're
like.
fist bump Greg Vaughn when you heard
This
this.
isn't for people sitting in their basements with 3 or 4 monitors, listening to every word, and then complaining about it. That's not what the all-day segments are for. It's in and out of your vehicle.
They're really mad about this skeleton.
Bring it on.
Doug,
I'm here. I'm here.
You remember Dennis Oil Can Boyd? He was with the Expos and the Red Sox in
Right-handed
'86.
pitcher, yeah.
Was it Roger Clemens, Bruce Hurst, and Oil Can Boyd? Was that the rotation?
That sounds about right. Yeah.
It repeats all effing weekend. It's from
Oh.
Oil Can Boyd.
No, the replays are Monday replay, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday from 9 a.m. So, like, you only hear one of the shows one day, and then you hear it again that cycle the next day.
Plowsy, I'm not sure you know your company's hierarchy. You schedule your vacation through the temp worker.
Okay, that's not even.
Panty Boyd Bridge.
Look, to me, I don't want to unpack this. I feel like I'm unpacking dirty laundry.
Doug,
from
why don't
like,
you unpack some things?
I don't have anything to unpack.
But I did the right thing, I do believe, is went to the person I know who I'm going to be filling in to make sure this vacation would even be plausible.
Yeah.
Because me going to Tommy with this before there was a fill-in in place, to me seems a little premature.
He would tell you, go see if you got a fill-in.
Because I took the initiative to have KG and O-Town fill in instead of acting a 101 board op Grant. You know,
Good morning,
who
Grant.
Yeah. So I thought I did the right thing there, wanting to make sure there was a fill-in so I could even go out of town.
But to blow
Panty
off
Boyd
your
Bridge.
performance review.
That was an oversight.
Those week's shows definitely repeat all weekend. That's from Dogtown Ty. And Doug, he won the Michelob Ultra Fan Page Club Championship.
We're breaking down the weekend skeleton. So
Here it is. Here's the weekend skeleton. Save this segment.
On Saturday and Sunday, 1 a.m. to 9 a.m., it's best of. You know, your potpourri of Sinbad.
1 a.m. to 9 a.m. Doug is best of.
Sinbad all the time.
You ever get home from the Stag Bar at 5 a.m. and go, let's listen to some TMA best of?
Never even think
So we
of such
start
a
off
thing.
with 8 straight hours of Sinbad.
Yeah.
So that's what. So you get that. That's a nice meaty sandwich to start your morning with.
Boy, howdy.
At 9 a.m. it goes 9 a.m. to noon is the Monday shows. So Monday segment 1, Monday segment 2, Monday segment 3. From noon to 3, it's Tuesday segment 1,
Okay.
Tuesday. 3 to 6, Wednesday, Wednesday,
Seen
and
it
so
back,
on
yeah.
and so forth.
Yeah.
And so we're not repeating Monday's show
No.
15 times on the weekend. It's playing one time on the weekend, but it's followed up by the Tuesday, the Wednesday, the Thursday, the Friday. That is your skeleton sandwich right there.
Meaty.
Sinbads and replays. If you don't like it,
What could someone do about
you
it?
know, you can do something about it. I don't know. You can come and make the skeleton.
Plowsy can enter me any weekend. That's from the total package.
Oh.
Who's listing at 1 to 9 a.m.? Haha, that's from Dogtown Ty. Dougie has a flying Sibian. He does. He has. 2 things in life that never change. The skeleton and throat goats. That's from Flocky the Smurf. TMA from the day before plays before the show starts every day. That's from Mr. Siders. But I thought we were just playing the Beer Cats Milagro Tequila Listener of the Month thing.
So-
I thought, isn't that what he said?
How the skeleton works is you need 62 minutes each hour. But sometimes the segment is 45 minutes.
62, how is that even possible?
So that you take out the promos. You want more. You want to add more than what you need, so you can delete things, and so you're not running behind on time. So I had 62 minutes and a 60-minute, and I go delete things. So like sometimes they're 45-minute segments of segment 3. So you need 20 minutes, 30, 20, 25 minutes to fill. That's when you find those best of segments before the show to fill out that.
Sinbad.
It's typically Sinbad, and I don't even know why I said best of. It's obviously Sinbad.
The one interview we did.
Guys, template and skeleton is a poor man's arbitrage. That's from Minute Ball Eligible.
Oh, it could be.
What is the damn point of having a skeleton if you were just going to play the same shows that people can go back on iTunes and listen to? I don't want to listen to best ofs between 1 a.m. and 9 a.m. I want to listen to best ofs while I'm not paying attention to my family during the day. That's from Jackson's lone wispy pube.
But I think like the original, I'm talking about the original idea of like the best ofs is, again, like I painted that nice picture, at your kid's soccer practice. You turn it on. Oh, wait, there's Sinbad. We're driving to soccer practice. Drop them off. Oh, let's go get some ice cream afterwards. Oh, we're going to turn on. Oh, wait, it's the tail end of the Sinbad interview or the start of another Sinbad interview. And that's how you should enjoy it. You shouldn't be in your lair looking like you're part of the NSA listening to an HD2 show, writing down times of which somebody said something 2 years ago so you could take a nice little pop shot in the text line at 7:30 in the morning. I don't know if that's what it was there for.
Maybe we should always be on the air. Carry little hidden microphones, and we're all whatever we say and talk about, it's live on the air.
I like that.
Now, if we continue to get paid all day,
Right.
if we could get 4 or 5 times our current pay, you'd have to consider doing it.
7.5x our salary.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yes, and on the weekend when I'm in and out of the car, we want to hear best ofs, not repeats of the week. Again, I'll handle this with Tommy. Someone has to take care of it, so why not me? That's from Beer Cats.
Okay, here, Beer
So he's
Cats.
going-
Look, this isn't the mid-'90s.
Go
There's
to work.
Bluetooth. There's apps. If you want to hear a damn show, like a segment that you want to hear, just go onto the app, pull up the segment. So that means you do have to do a little work, but, like, I don't care. If you want it, go get it yourself, dude. Like, I cater to you guys up to a point. I'm at.
You've had enough at this.
I'm at the tide line. I'm not going in the deep end of the pool. You guys can go do your thing out there. I'm staying right here waist deep. So I give you what, is offered. I can't change that template.
What is it they
at
want
all.
to
I
hear?
can't.
What do they want to hear? Like
I
really
don't-
old
What
shows?
about Mickey Carroll? He would drop
That'd be
by
a
the
good
program,
one.
wouldn't he? He was fun.
We have like 480 some odd best of segments, and all of them have next to them after you load them up when's the last time it played. So nothing in here I've played outside of 10 days is what my threshold is. I don't play anything that hasn't been played before 10-day period.
Plazy, I got all the faith in the world in you. Despite what anyone says.
Oh my gosh.
Just know I'm always in your corner.
I think I'm about to do just Sinbads. I'm just
Just run that
take
interview
a
over
stand
and
this
over.
Saturday and just straight up Sinbad it up.
How long was that interview?
20 minutes.
20 minutes. Oh, that's a nice round number. 3 an hour.
3 an hour of
Yeah.
Sinbad. Holy crap, we have a full board. What do we have here, KG No-Town? Mr.
line-
Lex is there. He is there.
Mr.
does-
Licks, line 3.
he-
Oh, wow.
he do-
Okay.
A retired air marshal?
Oh, back and better than that.
No.
Okay. And this, Lex?
Yes.
Hello, Lex.
Yeah, what was the point of the October 31st deadline?
For the skeleton?
Yeah.
I don't know if you sound almost dead. I don't know if it was like a set deadline, more so as it was addressed that we're going to try and change it November 1st.
And what was the point of saying that?
Well, we aligned and circled back.
It wasn't said to me, Mr. Licks. I was through the grapevine, so I don't know who said it and what the context was. So
Tommy and I met, and he said that would be the date is November 1st. And then we were in the sales meeting, and Jackson was there. You can corroborate it. And Maggie, Doug, we love Maggie.
Yeah,
A lot of
3 or
people
4
talk about
halls of
Maggie.
fame. That's right. Yeah.
And she goes, why are you guys deciding to change it? And I said, the listeners want best ofs all day. And so then the decision was made that the only time you would hear this program would be from 7:07 or 08 to approximately 10:01 every day. And then the rest would be best ofs. And that was in a sales meeting, Mr. Licks, October of 2023.
Yeah.
So is that your whole call?
No, I can't tell you how many times on this show that you say that something's going to happen by a date, and then I don't care. By the way, I think the skeleton's fine.
Look at that. There you go, Plowhawk. Mr. Licks and you are now.
Thank you. I guess that's a good one to have in my corner. He's active.
Sure.
Yeah, but for these losers on the fan page, they keep posting AI-generated images of celebrities, thinking that they're real, and then fawning over them in the comments. It's kind of gross. It's like all these old white guys, that talk to each other about how hot these computer-generated images are. It's sad.
Doug, what's sad about that?
I don't know. I haven't seen what he's talking about.
I'm scrolling right now, and I haven't seen one of these images. I don't know.
The Billie Eilish one was on there.
Okay.
And then,
what it was?
Andy
Hey,
Reid.
Here you are, as Pat Riley, talking to Magic Johnson. Doug, look at that.
That looked good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. That could be
Well,
right.
who have you seen? Who have you seen, Mr. Licks?
The Billie Eilish, and there was also a Marvel character one where these actresses, some of them weren't even in the Marvel movies, but
There's Billie Eilish.
it was AI, and it was just sad.
Okay.
That's why I want to trim. I want to trim the fat, maybe, and I would pay to trim the fat.
What fat are you going to trim, guy?
Well, like the people that post those and everyone that commented.
You'd like them
That's
removed
pretty
from the
like-
fan page.
Yeah, removed.
Well, it wouldn't be much of a fan page if nobody ever posted anything.
I see one of Andy Reid making out with Taylor Swift.
That's probably real.
How come these AI photos can't get hands and fingers right? Have you noticed that?
Doug, have you noticed the hands
No,
and fingers?
I
of the
don't pay a lot of attention.
They always look like Alfonseca.
When is it okay to kiss a guy?
Antonio with the 6 fingers?
Yeah.
Hey, I don't care who breaks news of a free agent signing, and I don't think anyone cares. So why do reporters get all up in arms about who announced that a free agent was signed? It's going to be news that day anyways.
Yeah.
Why does anybody care?
Because they're competitive and that's their job, and they want to think that they're on top of it.
Okay, well, what? Okay, Doug, if you're competitive, what do you win by breaking the news first of a signing?
Nothing, but if you're in that business...
Okay, then what is the point? Why do they care?
I'm trying to tell you. If
You're really bashing our entire
If you're in
career.
that business and you get a reputation for someone who's in the know and breaking news, that's of a benefit to you.
Well, what's the difference between breaking the news and just hearing at a press conference an hour later?
Well, breaking would be the guy who found out about it first and told the world
Well, why
about
does it matter that we know they signed Sonny Gray an hour before they announced it?
It doesn't really matter to most people. It doesn't.
Okay, thank you.
But I'm
rest
just
my
telling
case.
you, the people that work in the industry, they're competitive and they want to be considered among the best at what they do, and so they want to be the one that gets the news first.
You want to be the best at tweeting something an hour before it happens?
That's right. That's right.
That's right. That's right.
Well, I think they need to rethink.
Okay, you prefer to be last? You prefer to not be aggressive and get the story and just sit back?
Doug, we're talking about something that is announced at a press conference. What
After
you were not getting
after
it.
the news had been broken. You heard about it hours before they had the press conference.
Wow, my life was changed by that.
Well, then turn off all your media. If it doesn't mean anything to you, just turn off all your media, and you won't know any of this stuff.
Well, I'll hear it from the horse's mouth. I'll just look at Mo.
Okay, you can sit around and wait for the press conferences if you want to. That's fine. That's how most people wind up hearing a lot about it. It's no big deal.
I still take issue with that St. Clair's teacher saying 1.3 thousand.
I'm actually with Licks on this.
You and Licks are forming an alliance today.
I don't love that term.
But
and
that's
I
how
hear
the
it more
followers
than,
show up. It shows on your social media. It says you have 1.3.
Yes, but that's where brain power comes. I can't believe I'm saying that because I'm one of the dumbest humans definitely in this room.
Don't say that.
And so like your brain should just click and not say that. Like you should just say, 1,330. Right? Am I correct?
Well, we
I
all
know we got the 30, but yeah,
Well, I
1,300.
didn't know the number.
What,
Well, Licks, I was on your side there for a
1,300.
second.
Yeah, you guys had an alliance.
Talk about worrying about things that don't matter.
I just want to apologize to all the listeners who just listened to this entire segment and learned nothing.
Okay.
Colonel. Brian Henson works in the media, Mr. Licks, and he says, Licks is a moron. If you're the one breaking and reporting on these stories, you're going to gain a larger following, which is important. It's fascinating listening to people who know nothing talk about our industry. That's from Brian Henson, and he's a Colts beat reporter.
Wow, you broke a story that was announced an hour later. That is not anything that should be called an accomplishment.
That timeline's wrong. Heyman tweeted that out before our show started, and the press conference wasn't until 4:30.
Okay, we're getting into semantics.
Did you know?
You said an hour. and
Obviously, you're trying to do
in reality, it was 9 hours.
I feel like my point still stands.
It doesn't stand.
It sits.
I mean, when you read it or heard about it, didn't you go, oh, that's interesting? Or did you go, no, I don't want to hear this until they had the press conference?
Actually, that's exactly what I thought. I thought, oh, that's interesting, and then I just kind of continued on. That's how little importance this is.
Well, then don't worry
Coach,
about it.
what goes through your mind when you see the ball actually go through the hoop there?
Well, I knew it was good.
That's how you tell. Yeah. It goes
Well,
through.
actually, one of the better, because he had another one too.
That right there, that was a sports reporter, Doug. Are you proud of that?
Yep, that's Cal May.
It wasn't bad. That's pretty good reporting there.
I wouldn't say he's a
You got a lot out of the coach.
I think that's quite the stretch. I love Cal, but I don't know what term you would use, but I don't know if reporter is one of them. He's a good guy.
Yeah, that St. Clair's girl, she also said 2,500. So there's something going on in the St. Clair school district that I don't like.
Well, maybe don't move out
And
there.
it's mostly the math, I think.
Were you surprised how far the home run went? No. I mean, I hit it hard. That's a weird question because, I know I'm strong and I know how far I can hit them when I get a hold of them, but no, not really.
That's an oldie, but a goodie.
Who is that answering the
Wasn't
question?
I don't even
Wasn't that
know.
the left-hand Brandon? Somebody hit one like 450 feet at Busch Stadium.
I just have. Were you surprised?
He was
how
here
far
for
that
like a
home
year or
run
two.
Look at that.
Brendan or Brandon?
Just ask one of the
Brandon
listeners,
Inge.
though.
No, it wasn't Inge. Oh,
Brandon Belt.
blonde. Yeah. Oh no, it was a blonde-haired guy.
Brandon Dickinson?
Oh, Darnell Coles.
No.
John Coles?
No.
Mr. Licks is an insufferable piece of garbage. Where's his bathing toaster? Boot him now. That's from the Concord Conch. Mr. Licks, you're not getting a lot of support this morning.
Where is Concord? Is that a place around here?
It's in South County.
Brandon Moss.
Right around
Thank
Lindbergh
you.
High School.
Reluctant cut.
That's Concord Village.
My least favorite thing about flying private is that you don't get any frequent flyer miles. And people don't think about that, when you go that route.
You don't fly
can't-
private. You don't fly private.
You want a fractional Lex?
People who fly private typically don't call HD2 and tell you about their private jet
Let me
experience.
introduce you to Biff.
Well, actually, okay. I'm sorry.
I like that you said, "I sorry."
I don't even know what I'm doing. It's almost.
This is random, but Zach Johnson just lost his PGA Tour card, okay? And that was the guy that we decided needs to be the captain of Team USA. A guy that just lost his PGA Tour card because he sucks so much at golf.
Nice. I'm actually for the live.
You and Mr. Licks are becoming a surprising tag team here.
Look,
Doug.
I'm pro Warson Woods Wacko, so I don't know if me and Lick could ever be on the same team. But I'm with you.
On that note, I'll just finish with that. By the way, Liv is going to do big things this year. Get ready. But I just want to say I feel like it's Thanksgiving, it's Christmas, it's the holidays, it's Hanukkah's coming up, all the good holidays. I feel like I was reflecting, on some of my stances. And I felt like an apology was owed to the Wacko.
Oh my God, Doug, where is this coming from?
Really?
This is a landmark moment.
Okay, then apologize to him.
I would like to apologize to the Warson Woods Wacko. I am sorry that you live in Warson Woods. I am sorry that you get so upset about not being in the highest tax bracket. I'm sorry that you manage a rental car facility and consider that owning a business. I am sorry that you have a railroad track going through your country club. I am sorry that your country club dues went up 30% this year from $100 to $130.
Wow.
$1,300.
And there's in the spirit of Iggy, if you're listening, there's a lot of things I could say, about him that I'm not going to say. A lot of bad things he's done that I could talk about on air, but I won't. Out of respect for him. So that's it. That's all I have today.
Well, Doug, that was a heartfelt apology.
It was.
That's all. It only took 20 minutes.
Yeah, there it is. Mr. Licks, thank you so much.
One day I want to hold a panda bear.
Okay. Now that country club, would that be Westboro or Algonquin?
No, that's Algonquin.
It's got a
I think
train going to it?
both have. I don't know if either one has a railroad track going through it, but it is on the periphery of the property.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was actually, I had to drop because I flew the green a little bit and hit the edge of the back
the
of
rail?
the green and went to the rails. But
you look
again,
around for
Algonquin
trains?
was gorgeous.
You get relief off a
I was curious. I had to ask
track. No, yeah, you get relief.
pro there.
Yeah, that's an obstruction.
Did you look around for a train before you bent down and picked up your ball?
I did not. I would feel like I would hear it. I have great hearing.
Don LaGreca like flex there.
Great hearing.
Iggy level apology. Nice work, Licks. That's from Mr. 63011. Mr. Licks, please get in your trailer and drive off a cliff. Just because you're plane watch at Spirit doesn't mean you fly private. That bedazzled affliction shirt doesn't mean you have money. That's from the 636. Licks with a masterpiece of a call today. Typically, I'd like him to jump off the Eads Bridge, but not today. Today, treat yourself to an ice cream topped with shards of glass, you D-bag. That's from King Fupa. Tim, Greenbrier also has a railroad track. That's from Steven Time. Yeah, I guess it does. Doug, do you go under the railroad track when you go into that par 3? Is that number?
I don't remember.
From 15 to 16, can't hit driver on 15, and then 16's a par 3. Am I right on that?
I don't remember.
Glen Echo
Under the
has
railroad
a
track?
railroad trail on the
Metrolink.
First, yeah, right on the first and second hole.
Yeah, a lot of railroad tracks out there. Boy, there are
Well,
more
that's okay.
courses with railroad tracks than
Than we
don't.
thought. But that's fine. You don't want to build a house right next to a railroad track, so
Why not?
get some open land. Golf course works.
Orson Woods Wacko has issued a response, and he has sent it in 5 times in the last minute. Due to the fact I have to work right now, I will save my oral response to that piece of S tomorrow. Better answer the phone tomorrow, you D-bag KG. That's from the Orson Woods Wacko. And
Nice
now
editing
everybody's
on the
mad.
fly. Check your text, wacko.
Wow! I don't know who the alliances are anymore, Doug.
No, every man for himself.
Your team Lex. Plowhawk, are you allied now?
No, I'm wacko all day. He took me to the Greenkeeper Poor People Day.
Licks flew me
I was out
private.
there.
Is that what the sign said? Park here for Greenskeeper
No, but you could
Poor
feel
People?
the vibe, kind of the spread they
It
had.
was probably a Monday. It was
It
probably a
actually
Monday.
said Poor People's Day at the country club?
It said it with the Ritz cracker and American cheese.
That's all you got?
Spread.
Lunchable to the turn.
Yeah.
If we want to talk about the smallest complexes on the fan page, Licks tops the list. That guy is a skid mark on the underpants of St. Charles. That's from Mr. Fong, owner of the Dildo Shop. Is Licks active on the fan page?
I don't think we have a Mr.
If you
Lex
have
on the
any
fan
kind
page.
of money, you're not active on the fan.
Is that
page,
right?
You think there's a direct
Is there a
correlation?
cutoff on income or net worth?
Income to post ratio, weekly post? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
Could do a deep dive.
Brandon Moss was the guy who was trying
Yeah.
Brandon Moss.
You remember him, don't you?
Yeah. When he would connect, he would go yard.
Oh, yeah.
But it was kind of a Dave Kingman.
Struck out a lot, had a
Approach.
lot of power.
Boy, Mr. Licks. Boy, he has his passionate supporters and his passionate haters. That's what Mr. Licks has. I will tell you that, Doug. They are fired up, and some of it's good, and some of it not so much. I can tell you this: it's all good with Jeff Lottman because he's got a website. And it's JEFFLOTTMANN.com. One more time, JEFFLOTTMANN.com. That's correct. Okay. And he's with Compass St. Louis, and he made the move to Compass because Compass is St. Louis's #1 luxury brand. And if you are looking to buy a home, well, you want to be working with Jeff Lottman at Compass. And if you're looking to sell your home, Compass has connections all over the globe, and they will take wonderful care of you. JEFFLOTTMANN.com. Yeah. That's Jeff Lottman of Compass Realty in St. Louis. Jackson, tell people about Circus so you can win a bunch of money and then buy a house with Jeff Lottman.
Yeah, no doubt, Tim. Circus Sportsbook is now available in the great state of Illinois. That's right. So if you live here, Doug, in St. Louis, you just make the short drive across the river. Or if you already live in Illinois, you sign up for the Circus Sports app because it's sports betting the way it should be, with big app bets, high betting limits, tight money line splits, and the best customer service around. They're not going to start limiting you if you start winning a bunch of money with Circa. That's what they want. They want you also shop the lines around other Illinois sportsbook and come back to Circa. I'm fairly confident you're going to like the lines over at Circa more. If you're looking to bet the Blues game tonight, Tim and I were talking yesterday about Dad's trips and the Blues.
Cam Jansen told me, Doug, always bet the Blues when they're on Dad's
They
trip.
seem to win.
And they are 8-1-1 on the Dad's
With
trip.
the mom trips, I think they're 2-0 as well. So I
Yeah,
think
those
they're
are big for the
10-1 and
Blackhawks.
1, yeah.
And they're...
I actually knew about that. And
Minnesota's horrible, too. They've lost like 7.
It is followed Dean Nevison.
Well, guess what number you can get on the money line?
What?
Plus 146.
You can take the note plus 146?
Money line plus 146 on the Blues.
But I guess they're expecting the Wild to have a little bounce with a new head coach.
Could be. Who's the new skipper?
Is that Coles?
Darnell Coles
Darnell
Jr.
Coles is
is coaching the Wild, and you can bet on the Blues tonight. Circa Sports app in Illinois. Visit circasports.com for more details and get ready to start betting like a pro. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Send your emails in for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. It's 45 minutes away. We're 1 hour away from getting it handed to us on Balloon Party. Somehow we broke the record for number of YouTube people watching live was 160, and we just set it on Friday, or I guess Wednesday, Skanksgiving. Jackson comes in with this new hairstyle yesterday, and we broke the record not just to 180 or something, 325. That's how many ladies, Doug, are looking at this guy with this new Pat Riley thing he's got going.
Sonny Gray news be damned. They were there for the follicles.
Thank you. Exactly right.
Do you think you're better than us now?
I get the sense he does. I think he thought that before, though. That's the Ledoux thing.
Really?
Right. I came into the program.
Right.
Not thinking, knowing.
Knowing.
Oh.
He knew. That's correct. That's correct. You can text in your thoughts on that. Do you want to support the EDF Group, to sponsor TMA? It's real simple. Do you have a fire extinguisher where you work? Well, the answer is yes. You certainly do. So please email the EDF Group at fire@theedfgroup.com so a technician can come out and explain to your team how the EDF Group can save your company money. Again, that email address is fire@theedfgroup.com. The EDF Group is hired and will prevent your facility from having hired fires. Experience the EDF Group difference. Learn more at the edfgroup.com. Jackson, how do you feel about QFTA today? You feel good about it?
Yeah.
How do you feel? We had requests. I posted a thread on the TMA fan page last week to go live on YouTube or StreamYard or whatever the hell it would be. Uh-oh, Jackson doesn't like it. He doesn't like it.
I think I canceled the StreamYard subscription just because we weren't really using it. So I'll have to.
Should we throw that in anger?
I could just resubscribe, and we can do that. That's fine.
Okay. Is that cost associated with that?
Yeah, but we can figure it out.
Bill.
I mean, if that's what the people want, and I want to give the people what they want.
That's the mind. It's like when Maggie. You know about Maggie. A lot of people love Maggie.
3 or 4 Halls of Fame.
Why are we switching the skeleton? Because that's what the people want. It's a WWE model. And if the people want us on a live interaction, I'm all for it.
I guess we could go live.
So when we do switch the skeleton and template, does that mean the complaints are done?
Doug,
If and when we do this,
I would imagine at that point.
and I shovel in another 50 to 100 best ofs, and you guys still bitch and complain, we're gonna have a problem. I'm gonna switch it. I'm gonna keep the original template because I'm gonna use that as punishment.
Oh, are you?
So y'all want to keep coming at me? Post skeleton template change.
You're drawing a line in the sand.
That's
right
cool.
now.
We can go back to the OG way. So I'm gonna put you guys in a corner for any tantrums moving forward once the template is changed. So there will be some stipulation to this new skeleton
How about that?
template.
There's skeleton stipulations.
What about if people complain, you just block him?
I don't really want to do that. The complaints are 90% of the text line.
Oh.
At the beginning of your time with Hubbard, Jackson requested listeners to send suggestions for best ofs. Can we do that again for the weekend skeleton? That's from Scooter.
Sure.
In terms of, yeah.
I'm doing that.
You got to be. I would hope you wouldn't at least know what day or date the segment you're talking about is, or some keyword that'll be easy to search because you're talking. I've been on the show for 10 years, coming in March.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I hope they bring a cake in for you like they did for Iggy.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna beg for anything. Nothing.
But to be fair, like when I first did that, I grabbed like almost every notable, like the main big hitters, like you name it, it's probably already in the skeleton. They have a lot of segments in there, so it's really kind of hunting for hidden gems at this point.
Hunting for hidden gems.
You know, if you're like, oh man, I want the Caden Cross FFF, yeah, well, we got that. Don't worry.
Literally,
about
the
that.
one I just edited yesterday.
What'd you edit?
We talked about Pepper and Genie kind of ended on TMA airwaves when me and Iggy both came to the revelation that we don't want to do it. That was a great segment.
Realization.
Just loaded that in yesterday. So, like, again, like, they're being loaded in. The Passport, Body Hair, and Titanic talk was loaded in 2 days ago.
Body hair talk.
Mr. Fix calls in accepting his award. So we go through both sides of the aisle.
Here's what I'll say to the listeners.
What do you got?
Today and the rest of the week, I will listen to find any expletives or anything that wouldn't be good for air on some of the Tim McKern Show podcast episodes, some of the interviews, and I'll get those ready for on-air consumption through
How about
the
that?
skeleton.
How about that?
So we can do that, so we can have 4 or 5 of those in circulation and more to come.
You know, I was thinking on that. Some of the voices will be recognizable, but a lot of them, because it's a podcast, I didn't reset, Doug. And you know we got to get better at teasing
We
and
should.
resetting.
Yeah.
And we're joined right now by Gabe DeArmond, presented to you by James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency. He, of course, is online at carltoninsurance.net. 314-961-4800, 340 5-star reviews when you look him up on Google. That's James Carlton. He's my insurance agent. He's the Plowhawks insurance agent. You're listening to Gabe DeArmond, presented to you by James Carlton. And that's a reset.
That's the reset. Okay.
Well, you don't have that on a podcast. So
It'll
you're going to be
pop up.
listening. It will.
It'll pop.
Unbelievable.
So, like, if you have a little monitor on your car, it'll pop up on TMA All Day. It'll have the title of the segment. You know, the insert person here interview.
How about that? Jackson, just start playing the clips that Ken saved somewhere in the downloads folder after coming in on a Saturday to steal coffee creamer. That's from glove blogger Tom.
Where'd all those interviews
He
go?
actually, it's
Might as
almost
well-
hard.
it's like looking for the Holy Grail.
I know it was harder for him to save it where he did than to save it in the correct. Like he almost
1,000%.
made himself more work by putting it into the
1,000%.
stratosphere of like the dark web that he.
Could it
like,
be that he put it nowhere, that he just lost
we
it all?
thought he
Absolutely.
made it up for a while.
It didn't get put anywhere.
Beer Cat says, Plowsy, you have my word that if the replays stop, my complaints will stop. That's from Beer Cats.
I'm very appreciative of that, and I'm all for talking to Marty. Like I said, Tommy is very busy, so I think, you know, reverting more towards Marty, because he is kind of the OG of the skeleton, and probably would have more information and the ability to do it rather than Tommy.
Hey, guys, if we do send suggestions in for the best ofs, number one, will we be ridiculed by the producers of the show for texting or emailing them in? And number two, will loading them into the system be viewed as, quote, free work and therefore will never be completed? That's from Big Tuft.
It's all possible.
I think both can be true, and there could be a third option where both are true and it's still loaded in.
How about that? Big
So
Tuft,
we
is that
can't
satisfying?
complain. It is probably annoying free work, but we will do it to please the listeners.
Gummy says he wants Biffin Show. Is Biffin Show
We don't own
available?
that. We don't.
Dude, there is.
That's not inside STL.
That's not. We can't even.
That was a
do
miss
that.
by Inside SCL's attorneys.
Yeah.
You probably could have bought that LLC for cheap.
I think the owners of that IP were probably looking for cash at the time. It's a pretty simple concept. If you don't care for the skeleton, simply don't listen. Plowsy, you're doing great. Your drop game has been a thing of beauty. That's from Scott's Wrinkled Ballsack. Not his
Oh,
wife, but Scott
yes.
himself.
Appreciate it, Zach.
Yeah, how about that?
I'm all for the negativity, but I can dish it back as well.
You
I
call
think
him
it's
just Sack?
I don't know what the proper term is.
Okay.
Come on, Jackson. StreamYard's $36 a month. Just take it out of Iggy's check. He'll never notice. That's from Andy in St. Peter's.
I don't work in like
Payroll?
yeah, I don't work in payroll. I don't have the access
It'd
to
be
that.
so funny.
Well, could you get in there and toss some money around and
No.
change some numbers?
No.
Just subtract the 36.
You probably wouldn't know this.
Why doesn't Darren change the skeleton himself? If he really is irrelevant to the station as you claim, Tommy and whoever else wouldn't even notice. It's from Tervis Parish. You know Tervis Parish? Karis Levert? Is that right?
That was who he was originally referring to, Karis LeVert.
And
He
he's
thought it
with
was
the Cavs? He's with the
Yeah.
Pacers. Cavs?
He was with the Cavs last year. They've changed around a lot.
Oh, how about this? Beer Cat says I have the first and or second Biffin Show saved on my laptop, I think. Woo! I would legitimately listen to that. Skeleton or not.
Karis is
that
still
show
with the
was
Cavs.
so great.
Biffin Show.
Biffin Show was
Biff
a
and Iggy?
great show, yes. And they would get porn stars on, and Biff, hey, and you know, Doug, we don't kink shame on this show.
Well, I do.
Biff, it seems to me his thing might be food and sex, and so the focal point of the interview would inevitably get to the idea of the porn star they were interviewing and what food she liked to eat, and then whether or not she would sit on it while she was having sex for him.
See, that's worth shaming.
What's your favorite cookie, girl?
Yeah, like.
And it aired from 3 to 4 on
think he's-
Fridays on KFS.
You think he's
It was
really-
an hour right in the middle of afternoon drive because he was willing to pay like $125.
And they wanted them to revert and turn into like a sports. Can you imagine Biff and Iggy breaking down any sort of sport?
Well, Iggy, last night the Blues played the Sabres. What'd you think? Yeah,
I put
$3
$3 grand on the money line.
I wonder if Biff is really into women sitting on food, or if he just can't think of another question. Because he's been asking the same question for years.
Because we found out it's called splashing. You like that?
No, I don't.
He sounds almost timid, a little nervous every time he gets a mic in front of him. So, like, I think he just revert back to the easy hitters, food.
Biff essentially getting off on the air talking about splashing was a sliding doors moment for Biff and Show. That's from Alan. He is a
Could you think of a way to use the gummy candy in a sex scene, like gummy worms or licorice?
That is a good question.
Were Biff and Show ever called into a boot emporium and berated for not doing better for the station on the brokered airtime they purchased? That's from Carlos Spicy.
What makes a store an emporium?
I remember me and
You
Cucky
remember
got...
Drug Emporium?
Yes.
You were berated for
Oh,
not...
man, Cucky got...
You were a brokered program.
So we did 11 a.m. to... Or, yeah, 11 p.m. to midnight.
That's a nice time slot.
It is what everyone wants.
And we did, like... No, we weren't on video, but we had a banana eating contest to see who could take the biggest bite of a banana. Again, this is just on radio. There's no YouTube.
So sophisticated
it's just three
stuff.
dudes choking on bananas, trying to see who won. And then they wanted us to talk heavy sports, and then we sarcastically talked heavy sports, and that was our last show.
You were removed?
We did, yeah, Cucky can. Yeah, we were after that show. We were talking about Luis Robert. It was when Luis Robert was, or Robert, whatever you. It was when he was coming from Cuba, and the Cardinals and White Sox were like neck and neck trying to sign.
Nice.
Right.
So that's how long.
Would have been a nice guy for the Cardinals to get.
Home run derby, yeah.
Yeah. He's a good player.
Yeah, and we got booted after that.
Didn't win that one.
I can't believe how many of these fats listen to replays of this show on the weekends. I imagine them texting in and getting frustrated because their texts aren't being read. Fat sads.
Oh.
That's from South City Otis.
Well, how fat do you have to be to listen on the weekend? Is there a weight requirement?
You have to be a certain weight to listen on the weekend, and have to make a certain amount of money to post on the fan page.
I see.
I am being sincere. For hardcore listeners who podcast the show daily, do not want to hear the same shows over the weekend. I think most of the listeners would be happy to play strictly best ofs on the weekend. That's from Scooter.
I think I would 100% agree with that.
And that is the plan.
We're going to
Yeah,
make it
like,
happen. Like, that's what we're going to do.
Like, the only time to hear this show will be when we are live on the air from 7 to 10. That's
Correct.
what we agreed upon. Now, how it will happen, I don't know, but I do
You
believe
just have a touch of patience with us, and we'll get you what you want.
But also,
Don't worry
they act like the reason why I say I completely agree with Scooter. I'm not doing this skeleton template thing to like spite the listener. This is just what was presented to me when I started here. This is what I was told. How it's sectioned out. These sections are best of. This is all day programming. Here's how you do it. Like, I just, you tell me I'm a lazy employee, but I'm doing exactly what I, as an employee, should be doing, is listening to the bosses. Now, if and when they do change the skeleton and template, I will obviously revert back to all day best ofs. But I'm not doing this despite you. This is just how it was given to me.
Well, you don't
Scooter
want to
says, awesome, I appreciate you guys. Look at Scooter, Doug. We're winning him over.
You don't want to make Scooter mad, because when he gets angry, he becomes War Scoots.
War Gerbil.
And you don't want to have to deal with that.
Doug, I am 5'2", 314 pounds. That's from Shafty McShamus.
That's round. That is short and round.
Doug, this is breaking news. He won the Milagro Tequila Listener of the Month in the month of February. He is back 9 months later. Ladies and gentlemen, the Take Smith, Natty Nate.
Oh, great. Hello, Natty.
What's going on, gentlemen?
Not much. How are you? How you been?
I've been good. I just want to give you my take on what happened the last week.
With the Cardinals?
Yes, with the Cardinals.
Okay.
I like it, but then I don't like it.
What don't you like?
Go with the don't like first.
Okay, what I don't like? Well, we're gonna
Phil
we're gonna
Ferguson.
need
We know that when
we're
a
gonna, we're gonna need
continue,
a
that was a
nursing
Lowe's
home at Busch Stadium because they're all 35 and up.
The pitchers are?
Yes, the pitchers.
Well, Gray, I think, is 32.
34.
34. No, Matt's is 32. One of them's 32.
Matt's is, I think, 34.
I thought one of them was only 32.
Matt's at 32. He's the young,
So what-
he's the young pup in the.
So we're gonna need a nursing home for all of them.
Well,
I believe and I think we really need to trade Matt.
what would you like to get in return?
I think we need one more starter. Oh, I would love to get Yamamoto.
Yeah.
Nice. Same here, Nate.
Yamamoto.
Yeah.
I mean, if John Mozeliak really wants to win the fans over, he goes out and he goes and gets Yamamoto.
I saw reports where Yamamoto said he didn't want to go anywhere where they didn't have Japanese players.
But don't we have at least one?
Well, I guess Nootbaar is part Japanese. I don't know if that
his wife
qualifies
is.
or not.
His wife's Japanese.
Yeah.
I thought his mom was, right?
I think his mother, yeah.
I think they're married too.
Okay.
I do like the fact that he's going out and trying to do something. I just don't understand why it has to be 30 something guys.
Well, those
Why
are the
can't
guys
it-
who are
why
available.
can't-
Those are the ones who are
why-
available.
Yeah, but Doug, so is Blake Snell. So is Yamamoto. So is somebody. I forget who it was, but we were in on him and we lost him. He was younger than 30. I mean, I just don't understand why we have to go out always and get 30-something guys.
Well, in general, the younger pitchers are still under control of the teams that drafted them or acquired them or signed them at a young age, and teams don't want to get rid of those guys. Teams hang
I'm
on
a
to those
starter
good
at
young
heart.
pitchers. It's the older guys who've played out their contracts that are available for the most part.
Well, like I said, I do like what we did. I mean, he's showing that he's trying to do something. I just know we have $300 million to spend.
$300 million.
Yes.
Whoa.
I seen that.
50% increase. That's material.
I seen that on Twitter.
Oh, okay. Well, then it's true.
That's true. Yeah.
I thought it was Derek Gould who tweeted that out.
He's going out and trying to do something. I just don't understand why it has to be 30-something guys.
Well,
I mean,
Zalak said there might still be some arbitraging being done.
I would love to see, like I said, I would love to see Yamamoto. I would love to see maybe Snell.
Boy, this is going to be expensive offseason.
They better not get hurt. We are effed.
Because I just don't think this is enough, guys. I mean, yeah, he's trying to do something, but I don't think this is enough because if one of them goes down, or two of them goes down, because they're so old, and
Yeah. Well, that's the concern. We got an aging pitching staff. That's certainly the concern.
we're screwed again. And I mean, like I said, I do applaud the effort, but I just don't understand why it has to be 30-something guys.
Hot takes.
Why can't it be younger?
Would you like to see them bring back Mike Matheny as the manager?
Hell no.
Oh,
Doug.
You didn't like him, I remember.
You miss Schilt, don't you?
I do.
I love Schilt.
I do know that the Cardinals are interested in
No, what is that?
I am extremely fed up with Mike Matheny.
Oh.
There you go, Natty.
Okay.
I brought up a nugget for you.
Well, interested in Montgomery again.
Oh, yeah.
Jordan Montgomery, yeah, that'd be a nice pickup.
So Snell, Yamamoto, Montgomery?
Just start over with the pitching staff.
Exactly. You have to just mull it over and just start over.
Yeah.
Right.
After acquiring
And
3.
so I
think we should trade Gibson. Right?
You'd have a hard time getting free agents in the future if they know right after I signed with the team I wanted to go to, they traded me.
3 days later, you're in a multi-package trade.
I want to know your thoughts on this.
Doug, your thoughts on Yamamoto, Snell, Montgomery?
Well, it'd be great to have
Are
all
we
those
hanging
guys.
up and listening, or am
Yes, we are.
Okay.
I explained to you why it's
Love you, Natty.
mostly older pitchers is because teams don't get rid of their young quality pitchers. They hang on to them. They're either not yet available for free agency or they've been signed to locked up on long-term contracts.
The Glass Now thing makes so much sense, though. For the Cardinals, you get a guy that maybe you can sign long-term. You know, maybe there's going to be money, I don't know what in terms of payroll is, you know, the year after and who's coming off the books, but if he has a solid year, I know he's injury prone, but you have pieces you need to get off the roster. I mean, Tyler O'Neill and or Carlson, you need to get rid of whether it be Donovan, Edmund, or Gorman because you're going to obviously have Wynn go in there and Walker. He may play in the infield in a couple years. Like, you need to free up these spots, and I think if you don't want to pay a ton for a pitcher, maybe you can pay a little bit with prospects and see what you get for a year rental.
How about using somebody that's got some trade value like Mason Wynn as a trade chip? You know what Edmund is. Edmund's a Gold Glove caliber
They will
shortstop
not do that.
who's got a little bit of offense. Wynn just hit, 170? He was the worst offensive player in the major leagues the last month of the season.
Doug, me and you were together on this. The only one I'm attached to is Jordan Walker. Anybody else can go off the book. Like, I mean, that includes Goldschmidt and Arenado for the right price. I think there's a lot that should be on the table in trades.
Yeah.
You know, Glasnow's 6'8".
He's insane big.
You gotta get him on the hardwood.
Well, he's doing okay on the ball diamond.
I like that.
I hate to
I
say
like that.
ball diamond.
I like that a lot.
I hate that.
I like the ball diamond.
Like ball cap. How old is Glasnow?
Tyler Glasnow, you're asking? He is 30. He just turned 30.
30 bills.
Nice.
All right.
He turned 30 in August.
So he should have another year or two in his prime.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he had a
Not much beyond that.
3.5 ERA last season.
May I say, yeah, it's a yes or no. Yes or no? Do you think that the 5 pitchers the Cardinals have right now will be the 5 pitchers the Cardinals have on opening day, the 5 starters? Or do you think that there is another move to come?
I'll say no. There will be another move to come.
Plowhawk, what are you?
There's definitely another move. Bullpen would be my guess.
No. I'm talking about the 5 starters. Do you think they will make a move on the 5? This is the starting rotation.
Nope, this will be the starting rotation.
Okay, so you disagree with me and Doug. Jackson, will you?
I'm with the Plowhawk.
You think this will be the starting rotation?
Yeah, I think they'll do heavy bullpen, and that'll be it.
And KG and Oto.
I'm with Plowsy and Jackson.
Wow. How about that, Doug? We're on an island. Lonely island.
Yeah, it's awfully early to be done completely. It's still in November.
Yeah, I don't think, when I say I think this will be the starting rotation, I think they'll try. I think they'll try to work some deals. I just think a lot of these guys that they're going to try to package up in trades have lost so much value over the last 2 years that I don't know if they're going to get the return they want. And so in hand, they're not going to make the deal. I think they're still going to get bullpen arms and everything, but starting rotation-wise...
What my premise is, if you were just isolating it to Miles Michaelis for X or Steven Matz for Y, then I would agree. I don't know what organization would joyfully pursue that and then give you something of value in return. But if you do the Alan Craig, Joe Kelly for John Lackey, like, hey, we'll give you a young pitcher and we'll get a pitcher that we want to put in our rotation right away, but you've got to take our declining asset with it.
Okay.
That is how I see it getting done. If it were just Michaelis straight up or Matt straight up, I don't see that as being the likely path.
No.
And that is why I think with the Cardinals still, in their minds, having a log jam in the outfield and in middle infield, that is where they would have some latitude in order to make a deal to improve the rotation by getting some of the money off the books that they don't necessarily think they're going to get proper return on. Let's see. Your thoughts are welcome. 314-881-TMA5. You're welcome to email in because that Design Air Heating and Cooling email today is coming up in about 21 minutes. And then Jackson and I go down the hallway and do Balloon Party. And we'll see if 350 people show up on the YouTube again today to see Jackson's hair. Jackson, what's coming up on the Munganast Burkhardt Alton Toyota Balloon Party today? It's from 10 to 1. It's an hour-long midday program.
Well, Doug, drop the oxygen masks because it's Tuesday turbulence, baby.
Oh, Tuesday turbulence.
That's what all the listeners will be doing the entire hour. They'll be raising their hands, going,
Will they be a text?
Because, like, we don't know where the show's going next, and we can contribute.
Gosh.
Yeah, but this plane ain't going down, baby. It's going up.
Will you put more product in your hair? I already feel like I'm on Flatbush Avenue in Brooklyn sitting in here.
What a reference.
Jackson's got darts rolled up in his sleeve.
Yeah, that's right. I'm toughing around. Me and the greasers taking on the socias. No, I don't put any product in my hair.
You're proud of that?
Nothing.
It's just H2O and gumption.
Oh, all right.
I feel like money, real money, frowns upon hair product. Jackson, thoughts?
No, I would say that they're very much into it. From what
I
I've
don't
seen.
know.
Well, are you talking about?
I'm talking about like Bama Bangs.
Oh.
And then think about St. Louis private schools and the prevalence of Bama Bangs.
The bangs thing has really died out. Everyone's doing kind of what I do with the slick back and
With
shave the sides
tribute
tighter.
to Pat Riley and the Showtime.
Well, if you have wispy
Mine
hair
is.
that blows all over the place,
Yeah, like
You have
a
to
horse's tail.
you have to put something in it, or it looks like you just woke up.
Well, water. I put water in there.
I don't like wispy as a term.
Why not wispy?
Doug lives in the Wispy City.
Yeah,
I do.
that's really good, by the way.
I liked it at the first hour. I don't know if I like it now.
I kind of hear what you're saying, but like what I see when I go to some of the Central Corridor stomping grounds is a lot of guys slicking up the hair, slicking it up.
I have to put some hairspray. Mine is so thin that if somebody down the hall took a deep breath, my hair would start blowing in the wind. And
Well,
I
I
remember
remember
like I just woke up all the time.
In Jamaica, you brought some sort of hair jelly, and it didn't really work.
Hair jelly?
It was like something with the wind, and your hair just started flying up in the air.
Oh, that's what it does. If I don't
Nice.
have it hairsprayed down,
Right.
it's
If
just all over the place.
The Wispy City.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't put anything in there. Like I'm lucky, I guess, in that sense. But like I said, if I put like pomade on, it would grease down so badly that I would I would actually look like Pat Riley. And as much as I love Pat Riley and hashtag heat culture,
Oh, sure.
I don't necessarily
like
want to get into that.
Nice. I like that a lot. I like Glenn Betts Jewelers a lot, actually. I'm telling you, I know it's cuffing season. I'm already cuffed. I mean, I have been, Doug, 15 years of loving.
From cuffing seasons of yore.
From cuffing seasons of yore. When Jackson was 10, I'm with Anna Marie. Jackson's 25, I'm with Anna Marie. But you know what? What if you're thinking about locking somebody down for a long time, Jack? Glenn Betts Jewelers.
Gotta say.
Uh-oh. Hold on a second.
I'm thinking about.
Are you really?
I got to talk to.
This holiday season?
Yeah. She's at work now, and she kind of knows.
Do they stream at her office?
It's a mess.
My gosh, they're a worldwide company. I'd be shocked if they didn't.
I think they stream us at Centene.
I don't know.
Oh, Worldwide Technology.
Express
They're
Scripts.
trying to sponsor Tank Lid, so I know. I know he's definitely
Jim
listening.
Kavanaugh is listening to the program. I didn't know this
I
stuff.
doubt he is.
Yeah.
I doubt it.
They keep. I mean, when you're in a company like that, you have to keep an open mind.
Right.
You know what moved the needle, and Boeing was like, fine. We'll
So are you
sponsor-
telling me that you're thinking about going into Glenn Betts Jewelers and doing a little something? Doug, that's
I need
the
to-
read I got. I'm just telling you the read I got.
It's definitely what I would like to do. Yeah.
Bill.
been
Craig
7
and
years.
David Betts, red alert.
Yeah. It's been 7 years. I don't mean to railroad this vibrate either. I feel
No.
like
I feel like if anything, this is. I mean, this is firsthand.
But
As I
then-
said, Doug and I are cuffed from days of yore. Is that what it is?
Cuffing days of
And
yore.
Jackson, he's the most eligible veteran saying he isn't cuffing.
Yeah, I'm slutting around.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember the slutting days, but I am glad I'm locked in. It's been 7 glorious years in February, so I feel like it's the right time. I should have done it years prior.
Is she getting antsy?
No, not at all. No, this isn't an ultimatum by her end at all. I just think she's deserving of it.
When are you
so-
thinking about doing this, huh?
I already have. I can't reveal too much, but already have friends in place.
End of the year awards.
Yeah.
Oh, the end of the year awards, Doug.
She
People always get engaged at the end of the year awards.
Yeah, it's
absolutely
very
hate me
romantic.
that would be
Dumpster
what would be
HJs
wrapped
and
around our
engagements.
anniversary every year would be.
I
That's
got
probably
$100
wouldn't.
if you do it at the year-end awards.
And I wear the
$100 with
tuxedo
your names on it.
T-shirt.
I think that needs to be multiplied by a substantial amount. But hey, if you want to take the 100.
Why not just have the wedding there?
Warson Woods Wacko is screaming, no, Plowboy.
Not at the award ceremony. Heck,
I don't know. I just read what's in the prompter.
I think getting married is what he's screaming.
That'd probably be my read. I just heard Biff and Show playing over the speakers at Cardinal Glennon this morning. It's from Mrs. Janie Shanahan. Son of a bitch.
They bought the rights.
That's where it is.
Can you imagine that battle?
I'm just glad that my boy got away from the girl who beat him. That's from Steve in Wildwood. And he's a chairman.
Oh yeah, the Army base. Yeah.
Friend she hasn't seen
Not
in a
all
while.
that was true, by the way.
For the record, you were not the victim of beatings.
Yeah, and I didn't go. She acted like that. She just went to Scott Air Force Base and he showed like the whore tag and free
there's
access.
a tag that says whore?
Like it's not even close to accurate, but it is funny nonetheless. I kind of like that.
So, I mean, is this something that might happen here before Christmas? Eh?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
It's
it's
that,
just
I
weeks.
said May.
Wow.
I said May. I mean, I have kind of a Pinterest board of
Pinterest board.
You know what she really likes.
You started your own Pinterest account?
Good for you.
It kind of hers that I kind of somewhat am using without her knowledge. Would be that.
Yeah. Very interesting.
Well, she knows now if she listens.
Does she podcast?
Kind of like we have talked about this for a long time. So this is these are things that kind of they're not spoiling anything. She's more about how it happens in terms of friends, family, the proper setting, all that. That's what she's focused on, and get the ring that she wants. I think those are the factors. So you have to address that with somebody as, I wouldn't say picky, but more specific to what she would need and wants. It's one time, Doug. I think she should get what she desires
Sure she
for the
should.
one and done.
Yeah.
Look at this.
And Glenn Beck can provide all
That's
of
right.
that.
GlennBettsJewelers.com. Well, go see Craig and David. You'll be very happy you did. Doug, breaking news. We buried the lead. It's 9:30, and we're getting to the lead now.
I didn't realize it was 9:30 either.
No, GlennBettsJewelers.com. All right, we'll take a break, come back with the Design Air Heating and Cooling Meal a Day. Then Jackson and I go down the hallway, and we'll deal with it. You can watch us deal with it on YouTube, the 101 ESPN channel. This is TMA presented by Brown and Crouppen from the Michelob Ultra Studios.
The Tim McKernan Show podcast, featuring long-form interviews with people from the world of sports, politics, and entertainment.
And our guest today, Bill McClellan. Thanks so much for coming in.
Hey, my pleasure, Tim.
What's up, Caden?
Hi, how are you?
Joe Buck, our guest today.
Man, it's like I haven't seen you in years.
More than 500 episodes and counting, and it's available wherever you get your podcasts, including the TMA STL app. Get the app now at TMASTL.com.
Okay.
Hot takes.
Yeah.
Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini.
And now the Pepperoncini Show with Darren Atkins and Ken Stroh. All right, take it, fellas.
There it is. That's the open.
Pepperoncini.
Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini.
We don't know what it is. We don't understand the name. We just know it's stupid. And it's available every weekday, featuring Iggy and the Plowboy. Apparently it's some kind of a podcast or something. Available at TMASTL.com and on the TMASTL mobile app. Whatever.
I'm Tim McKernan here with Action Jackson talking to you about Mark Hanna. TMA listeners have a lot to think through financially, whether it be saving up for their child's education or planning for their own retirement and everything in between.
Whether you're like me and just getting started with your financial planning or you're already retired, call Mark Hanna.
It all starts with a 15-minute phone call to discuss your needs and design the right strategy for you and your future.
Visit evergreenstl.com or give Mark a call at 314-889-0503 today. Mark Hanna offers securities through Equitable Advisors and insurance and annuity products through Equitable Network, LLC.
The Brown and Crouppen Morning After will be hosting the End of the Year Awards to celebrate TMA fans December 14th at Hot Shots and Webster. Best Texter, Best Caller, Best Emailer, Listener of the Year, or maybe Best Cuck Story of the Year, or Most Perverted Fake Story of the Year, or whatever else we can come up with. Who should win? Who will win? Who gives a crap? Bring a new unwrapped toy for Annie's Hope on behalf of Jay Randolph Jr., and you'll get in for free. The End of the Year Awards. Brought to you by Munganess St. Louis Acura and Alton Toyota. Find out more at TMASTL.com.
The choice of a lawyer is important and shouldn't be based on an ad.
After a serious car accident, people have two questions. Why me and what now? Well, no one knows why you, but I'm Terry Crouppen, and my law firm Brown & Crouppen sure can help with the what now. Car repairs, medical bills, lost wages, pain and suffering. We're Brown & Crouppen, and we've got all those answers. All you have to do is call 222-2222.
Urban Dictionary defines thirsty as purposely, knowingly, and recklessly attempting to gain fame to boost self-esteem. So, are you thirsty? Well, TMA has you covered. Become a part of the 2023 TMA Listener of the Month Club. You nominate yourself for a monthly award, and if you win, you get recognition and stuff to help you satisfy that insatiable thirst. We're talking January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, etc. Go to TMASTL.com or the TMA app. Give us your name, a photo, and other pertinent information. Tell us why you deserve to be TMA Listener of the Month. And if you don't want to use your real name or photo, we don't really care. The TMA Listener of the Month. Get recognized just for being you, or fake you, or whatever. Quenched by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to the brighter side of tequila with Milagro in the morning after on KPNT HD2.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan here to tell you about Sound Story and a wonderful deal we have for our TMA listeners. 20% off a Sound Story gift card when you enter promo code TMA. Starting at $399, and then you get 20% off, so now you're saving $80. At mysoundstory.com, you can take care of holiday shopping with a gift that will mean the world to your family, not just this year, but for years to come. When I started Sound Story, it was because a listener said, don't do the interview with your father for yourself or for your dad. Do it for your kids. And then do it for their kids, and do it for their kids. Why? Because that way, my father's voice and his stories will be saved forever. It's like a podcast, but with your loved ones. That's what Sound Story is, and it makes the perfect holiday gift. At mysoundstory.com, 20% off when you enter promo code TMA.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here with a great TMA sponsor, and that is Longo Biggs Injury Law Firm. And you may hear a bunch of out-of-state law firms advertising here and there all over on billboards and so on and so forth. But the thing is, oftentimes their goal is to just settle and move on. And that's not what you guys do.
Yeah, this is CD Longo, and you hear us talking a lot about maximizing the value of cases, but what does that actually mean? Well, as Tim said, there's lots of personal injury lawyers in St. Louis, and everyone handles cases differently. We focus on getting the highest dollar amount for your injuries, not just getting a resolution quickly. We're constantly tracking all the settlements and verdicts in the area. This helps us advise our clients on whether a settlement offer is too low. And if the amount of compensation being offered is too low, we are happy to file lawsuits and proceed to trial to ensure our clients receive an amount that is fair. Visit our website or Google us at Longo Biggs Injury Law.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Hey, if you like the morning after, check out Balloon Party on 101 ESPN. HD1, by the way. It's sports talk with Tim McKernan and Action Jackson from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. each weekday, right after the morning after. It's the worst named show in the history of radio, but the content's pretty good, so check it out on 101 ESPN or get the podcast on the TMA app. Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPNT FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day.
Butter me up, Daddy.
It's the Brown and Crouppen Morning After.
KPNT FM HD2.
Oh, wow. Doug, what does this take you back to?
This takes me back to the last time I heard it on this show, which is probably a week or so ago.
Can you hear anything?
I can hear Doug.
Oh, I hear it.
There you go. Hey, listen, let me tell you something. This headphone jack is finicky jack?
Yeah. It's a fickle mistress.
Listen to Ralph. mean, is this the greatest jam of all time?
No.
The boy band is ruined with a guy named Ralph. Right? Like,
That's a good take. It's a good take.
you just don't hear
It's an
many
older guy's
Ralphs.
name.
I like the name Ralph.
Yeah,
Especially a
it's not
guy
bad.
who can warble
like
like
Ralph.
this.
That's the full name too. It's not
Yeah,
Ralph Ford or something. Ralph
it's good.
Seal.
Ralphless. No, it's just Ralph.
I like that.
There used to be a lot of people named Ralph. Not
Hey,
anymore.
Doug, is naughtily a word? No. It isn't?
Natalie attired?
No. Jackson Burkett and I will return to a live stream of QFTA at 11:15 that you can watch and chat, and then I've included the word naughtily, but I'm wondering if that's a real word.
As in you're naughty?
Yeah, but it's an adverb because I got to describe the verb, and therefore I can't use an adjective, which of course only describes a noun.
Naughtily is a word.
Yes.
Okay, then. Who's using it? KG, you said use it?
KG Noton, you can be in the chat. Or you can be in the show. Hell, you were on QFTA a couple weeks ago. Hey, KG Noton?
He's gone!
Doug?
Oh, yeah, I forgot to have him on.
Come on, Plowsy.
My bad, dog.
gosh.
I don't know why that was an
God.
oversight
That
on my part.
QFTA was the second best day of my life.
What was the best day of your life?
TMA Awards.
Oh, wow.
That was number one for you.
Third was when I watched that Washington National spring training game with you.
That was me and my family.
He's
It's
eliminating
me,
now.
my two sons, my wife's parents, and KG and O-Town. What were we talking about? I don't know what we were talking about. We were
talking business.
We were talking business. I'm trying to remember what we were talking business. I don't know what the hell we were talking about.
Well,
It was this year.
That was early
Was that
on
8
when
months?
there was
I don't know.
some talks of me joining the show. so-
Yeah,
Probably March.
that was March. Yeah, you were flying back that day.
Fresh off Cucina.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, any update on that? How that's going with her?
I haven't spoken.
Oh.
I don't know if she disabled her Instagram account or if I'm just blocked, but I couldn't find her.
Oh, look. I'm fighting a sneeze right now.
Jackson, you'll post the link. Is that how it'll work, where people can go in?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. Jackson's fighting a sneeze. He's
No, I'm
not
good
going to
now.
be much
I'm
good to us.
No, I'm good. I
Oh,
looked at the light.
All right, so you'll be able to watch this on YouTube. We'll do it at 11:15. Is that good for you?
Yeah.
Okay, good. QFTA. There you go. Do it.
Sure, we can do it on our actual live stream that we do the show from, and we don't have to mess with StreamYard or anything. We already have a system here.
Yeah, we do.
I don't see why we'll just do it there.
Okay.
It won't be on like the fan page. It won't be on Twitter, but it will be on YouTube where anyone can access it.
Nice. All right, Doug. So that's what we're doing. 11:15.
That sounds good.
Because we got this Tuesday turbulence on 101 ESPN.
Tuesday turbulence.
What's the beef now?
I don't know. It just sounds like you don't have anything planned.
Well, that couldn't be further from the
You're just going to say something crazy and try to stir it up and call it Tuesday turbulence.
That's right. Yeah. Well, what would you prefer?
Have you got the hot take ready to go?
Like I'm plumb out.
I like that term.
Terms of hot takes.
Plumb out.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, it's not like you can time a poop. You know, it's just like a hot take that
Well,
just
yeah, if you
come
get yourself
naturally all of a
regular-
sudden.
no.
Boom, you got to go. Or boom, you got to take it off your chest.
Hey, boom, you got your Christmas shopping done, and you go to mysoundstory.com and you enter promo code TMA. Boom. Just like that. The promo code is TMA, and you get the gift card, then you give it at the holiday season, and the next thing you know, you schedule it afterwards, and you can have Doug handle it, you can have Jackson handle it, KG and O-Town for that matter, or myself, or Riz. Doesn't matter. Randy Carricker? They learned.
Any of these folks are available.
They're all available, but you get the gift card and you enter promo code TMA and you get 20% off. A lot of people are getting the video option. I posted a video so you get to see how well it's done. I'm kind of in awe of how the technology of the cameras on iPhone makes it so easy for something that me and you would do on Sports Sunday, and it would be a single camera shoot, and it would be a whole production. And here, in our little box of a studio, Peter Rep comes in, or KG No-Town comes in, sets up 3 cameras, Plowhawk's on the board, and then Peter, like in an hour and a half, is able to turn it around with the editing and have a 2-shot, and the shot on the guest, and the shot on whoever's hosting the interview, and it looks like it's a Hollywood film, is what I would tell you.
Fabulous.
The cameras on iPhones are unbelievable.
Yeah, they are.
Steven Soderbergh has filmed his last 3 movies all on an iPhone.
How about that?
Yeah, why wouldn't you? You can't tell the difference.
No, it's
in
really-
an iPhone that fits in your hand and the $30,000 or $40,000 big cameras you see on people's shoulders.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
It is
You can't tell.
amazing. That is something that.
In fact, they might even be better because they focus so easily.
Right.
Yeah.
Cinematic
Yeah, you're
mode
right.
on
Nothing's
your
out
iPhone.
of focus.
Remember
if you take a
Blue Video? Remember Blue Video?
Oh God, yeah.
You had to white balance with those cameras.
I had to
You
white
even know what
balance
that
in
is?
high school.
You had you had that?
I had a.
I can't believe that even existed.
When I
you
came
were-
in to record the show and do the interviews with you guys back in 2014.
Wow,
if you
wow,
remember,
wow,
March
yes,
of 2014 or maybe May. We brought in these old cameras, and before we started the shoot, we took a white piece of paper and white balanced it in front of the camera, and then started shooting.
You used to always have to do that.
Yeah.
Usually on somebody's white
And
shirt.
if you
You're going to interview
forgot-
someone, you get their white shirt.
Right, and it would look kind of bluish, not as blue as your. Was that a 3/4 zip? Is that what they call that?
It's
you're
just
wearing?
a quarter zip. That's all it is. I remember when you had green film. I'm going to go way back.
Green film predates me.
Yeah, if they left it in the processor too long, in the soup they called it, the chemicals. It was like going to Fox Photo. You had a studio, a chemistry lab right there in the station.
I told you about the lens cap store. I'm on the rooftop of this huge building at Western doing like weather B-roll. Again, I had to climb this ladder all the way to the top of the
B-roll.
building
Weather
to do
B-roll.
weather B-roll.
Like shooting rain.
But I didn't. I know like autumn, foliage. And I had and I'm trying to white balance. I'm like, oh, the camera's on, nothing. So I had to call my professor and up to the roof, and he just take the lens cap off.
It makes a difference, doesn't it?
It was a huge help.
Yeah.
Killed that.
I struggled with
newscast,
that
though.
once trying to do a Zoom interview on my computer at home. I said, why don't I show up? And there was a lens cap on the
Oh, is that right?
Oh, yeah,
on
like
the
a little
camera.
slider.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those will pop up.
First I'd ever heard of that.
Jackson, why don't you tell people about Mark Hanna?
I'd be more than
He's
happy
with Evergreen
to.
Wealth Strategies. I went by that Grossi's. They're big listeners of TMA over there.
Big time, yeah.
So good.
Picked up some food from there, and I saw Mark Hanna's place is right by there.
That's right.
Yeah, right across
Perfect for Mark Hanna.
parking lot.
Yeah, you better
2
believe
weeks
it. About
ago.
the shack right by Grossi's. He's got it all figured out, that Mark Hanna.
Yeah, I was at the Shack over the weekend. And so I'm always right there by Mark Hanna. I went to his office like 2 weeks ago. And let me paint you a little picture, Doug.
It's like going to see a life Sherpa on the mountaintops of Nepal, right?
That's correct.
Either way, let's say you're in your mid-30s.
Yeah.
You make a decent amount of money, but you don't have a
Yeah, and you're
financial
cute.
value. You're cute. You're cute. That's a key part of this, Doug. And
You're ugly. You can't.
right.
Possible.
You're married and you just had your first kid, but you don't have a financial advisor. You are at a moment in your life that is so important to start planning for the future. And doing that alone can be a very daunting task. But if you're working with someone like Mark Hanna, you are in a much better position. He can guide you to the right places, talk to you about a plan that's custom for you and where you want to be in the next 10, 15 years. And then if anything changes in your life, you can get on the phone with Mark Hanna, and you can work on changing that plan and talking it over with him. And it's awesome. Now, I know I just painted a picture of a very specific scenario, but he can help with a number of different situations. That's why I love working with Mark Hanna, and that's why you'll love working with Mark Hanna as well.
Yeah,
Is-
that's
His oratory skills are like listening to Winston Churchill.
That's
or
correct. That's
William
correct.
Jennings
In
Bryan.
Westminster, actually. Fulton, Missouri.
Fulton.
Iron Curtain.
314-889-0503 or go online at evergreenstl.com. Just a story I wanted to get to. I was thinking about doing a balloon party, but I'm going to do it here, kind of up against it. Dear Deidre, 5 years ago, I caught my husband sending our male window cleaner naked photos.
Oh,
Window cleaner.
Who employs a naked male window cleaner?
Imagine he uses his
Do
ween
people
as
have
like a
dedicated
Dedicated
window cleaners?
You clean it yourself.
I feel like you're kink shaming now. I don't think we
And
do
window
that.
shaming.
We have ladders, right? If you got a second story, want to get up there yourself and clean the window. You don't hire someone who's nude.
What if they went to private school?
Yeah, what about that part?
Well, at least have him clothed.
Let's see what we got here. Yeah, dear Deidre, 5 years ago, I caught my husband sending our male window cleaner naked photos. Instead of apologizing, my husband laughed and said it was just a joke.
Good play on his part. It's really the only play he had.
Right. That's halfback dive for Trey Mason.
And it could be true, I suppose.
But it wasn't funny to me.
Oh,
Got that.
Eventually, he admitted they had been having an affair for 6 months. I am 58, my husband's 65. Wow, Doug.
Wow.
Late time to open up that hole, huh?
yeah. Well, it was hairier.
It's never too late.
Yeah. He's living his truth.
I thought we were happy until I stumbled across those messages. So the latest development has been shattering for me. Making it worse, he then blamed my fibromyalgia?
Yeah. I've seen the commercials about that. You're supposed to sue somebody.
What's fibromyalgia?
I don't know. Is that what you get from asbestos?
Chronic
or
pain and tenderness throughout the body, as well as fatigue and trouble sleeping.
Wow. Does that come from asbestos exposure?
Scientists do not fully understand what causes it.
How about that?
Okay.
It's a mystery.
Well, it sounds like something you don't want.
Yeah. And then your husband starts...
Yeah, on top of the problems you've already got. Now this.
Boy, that's a...
Naked window washer.
He comes by, and the next thing you know... Jackson, I'm trying to buy time to get into the email. No, hold on, I'll do it over here. I'm sorry.
Remember Dylan Carlson was untouchable?
Back into that.
Can't get over the
like
one
Cody
thing.
Schrader seeing a gap.
I don't know if I'll ever get over that. There you go. I've done enough time.
That was great. I mean, that is exactly what I was looking for from either Doug or Jackson. And the Plowhawk goes, you know what? I got a Dylan Carlson thought.
Nice going,
And it was
Carlson.
exactly what we needed. Back to this window washer. Once the truth came out about their liaison, you like that liaison? Glenn Close
don't
was in
care.
Dangerous Liaisons. Was that 80?
What years, Tim?
I'm going to say 88 because it gets me 87 and 89.
That's what Joe Pesci and Kevin Bacon were dressed up as. They're in JFK.
They were dressed up as Glenn Close.
Yeah, Dangerous Liaison.
Dressed in gold.
88, Tim.
Yes, shipped it.
Tommy Lee Jones was dressed in gold.
Once the truth came out about their liaison, he ended it and assured me he only wanted me. I forgave him, but he has avoided sex with me ever since. He invariably turns me down if I try to initiate it, even though he says I can have it any time. On the rare occasion we do finally have sex, he cannot climax. He visited his doctor, who says it's psychological, and he eventually admitted he no longer desires me. Suspicious, I looked at his phone while he was in the garage. Sure enough, there were multiple illicit messages between him and different men, as well as one woman. I tore into the garage to have it out with him. Again, he said it was just a joke.
This guy's got a shallow playbook. You got to think of a better excuse than that, Chief.
He said he was winding them up for a laugh. It's not doing my health any good.
No.
I am overweight, depressed, and on medication.
On top of the fibromyalgia.
Sounds like he is.
This is why he's looking for a naked window washer.
I've told my husband I want to move out, but he keeps saying he loves me. He insists he isn't gay. I don't know what to do. Well, Deidre's got the answer on this.
Okay.
Whether he's straight, gay, or bisexual, he should not be cheating. No relationship can survive without trust. Some men do experience erection difficulties after an affair because they feel so guilty. But rather crushingly, your husband has said he has no desire for you, which suggests a different reason. It's not fair to expect you to remain in a marriage where there is no intimacy. You need to explore why he keeps cheating and whether you can genuinely move forward. Therapy would help you unravel what is going on in your marriage. The College of Sexual and Relationship Therapists will help connect you with a reputable
college? You gotta go to
counselor.
college for
Yeah,
that?
they have a good FBS team.
Have they?
Yeah.
College of Sex.
They might be in the Pac-12 with Washington State and Oregon State.
like
College
Mayo
of Sexual
Clinic
and
or something?
Relationship Therapists. That's correct.
That's good advice from Deidre.
Yeah, she's so good. She's so helpful.
That's interesting insight on after cheating, you get guilty limp.
Yeah, guilty impotence.
Yeah.
Who knew?
That's tough. I mean, that tracks.
Tough.
What do you mean that tracks?
I like that. That tracks.
Well, I mean, if you're so guilty about the affair, I bet your head's elsewhere, and blood might not rush to that.
Maybe you still
Torpedo
want
zone.
that out of the ass.
Oh.
Yeah, that's true too. Your attraction might have shifted, certainly to a gentleman.
Yeah,
Oh.
window washer. And people of that ilk.
What is it about window washing that fascinates so many men to hire naked ones
The suds.
to clean their window?
Something about the danger of it. If you're doing it on a high rise,
Yeah.
the dangerous man.
Well, those guys usually wear clothes, don't they?
I would hope. We're pretty high up there. It'd probably be pretty cold. If you saw a naked window washer, would you do something about it?
Yes.
What would you do?
The answer right there.
Send him illicit photos.
Yeah,
Right.
I guess it's my
To
option.
wind
How
up
do you
your
get
wife?
the number?
Yes.
You pop the window open.
I guess
Howdy,
you just
sailor.
use hand signals through the window that you would like his number.
Yeah, that mouth gesture. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. Ann Young. Naughtily is a word, Tim. Great adverb selection, sir. Thanks. That's our #1 Asian intern, Brian Henshin, a.k.a. Ken Play, the sexy sexologist from down South Dakota way.
Brian
posted.
Hinchin.
Me not win email of the day yesterday, or did I? I mean, isn't it every lemming's dream to have Tim vote for them? But this email about the first time I received the Helsinki hand grenade. They were different. We were different. And we both knew it. His parents wouldn't allow him to date me because I live south of Watson.
That's the cutoff line. I thought it was south of Gravois. It was Soga.
Is that what it is?
South of Gravois.
And it made my coming from a family of sodbusters hurt a little bit more, but we didn't care. So we met behind Raps in General Grant Plaza. There was a lot of drive-by traffic, so we couldn't tear each other's clothes off as planned. So I bent over and acted like I was cleaning the seats of his LeBaron whilst he put his hands down the back of my pant and made my legs wobbly.
No.
I raised my right one on the headrest made of Corinthian leather for the finale, his 5-finger death punch. Quite often I wonder how long it took him to fully clean out that fingernail fudge.
Oh.
Corinthian leather in the LeBaron?
Well, that's what Ricardo Montalban used to always talk about.
Miami money.
It's from a guy named Sticky Lodi.
Sticky Lodi.
Wow, what a glorious return here. Matt, who bowls at Hanks, is back, Doug.
Oh, is he really?
Fellas, I greatly apologize. Thought I sent this last week. Found it sitting there like a real cuck in my drafts. Well, for I think the 7th or 8th year in a row, the Gobble Bowl was once again a tremendous success for our squadron. However, this is a TMA email, so I'd be remiss. Oh, excuse me.
Emotional.
Yeah, very emotional. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention it was also the 7th or 8th year in a row that the feedback on the speakers rose to a deafening death howl about 10 minutes into Iggy calling out raffle numbers. 65 plus years in radio, and the relationship between speaker and microphone still eludes him. Like a long reliever coming into the second inning of a Jaime Garcia start in a city where the hotel had poor room service, Andy Hanselman came to the rescue. And for the 7th or 8th year in a row, Andy must have magically hit some sort of anti-feedback button, because I'll be damned if everything wasn't loud and clear immediately. I think I missed our ticket number for that book signed by Dennis Eckersley's agent or whatever. Loomster told me he thinks Iggy's throwing the game, fellas. Walking right in front of those speakers and blowing out senior citizens' eardrums, knowing damn well Andy the Golden Throat Hanselman is there as a safety net. Again, Loomster actually came up with this theory. I'm just reporting. Have fun with these accusations, Iggs. Should keep you busy through the holiday season. Pesky Loomster, love the show. See y'all next year. It's Matt who bowls at Hanks.
Matt who bowls right there at Hanks.
It happened again. We were enjoying a nice meal with friends, and someone said the dreaded words I was hoping to avoid. Let's go to Napoli after dinner. There is not a lonelier, more helpless feeling in the whole world than what a guy feels on that little walk from Pastoria to Bar Napoli. I'd rather have Andre the Giant give me hourly prostate exams than spend time in that cramped little bar. I've seen urinal front HD2 studios with more charm, for crying out loud.
Oh.
First of all, I'm a grown adult man, not a sorority girl, so I don't need to take shots of a mysterious blue liquid like I'm a teenager. I'm sure Han's a nice fella. But save the Han bombs for the Kappa Deltas and call me when you get Pabst Blue Ribbon on draft like an adult. And what's with all the desperate 26-year-old dudes who look like cocaine-fueled mad scientists running around? Why are there so many bros in sport coats with hair sticking straight up, blankly staring at you with their bulging Adderall eyes?
Oh.
It's like every dude in there forgot how to blink or something. Maybe because they all realize they're about to be kicked off their mom's health insurance in a few months.
That hurts.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
And another thing, constantly blowing vape clouds indoors doesn't make you cool, and no amount of nicotine or THC will heal the hole in your heart that your absentee father should have filled with love and affection. Your dad is gone, man. He split because he regretted spending an obscene amount of money on a private school education just so you could end up working an entry-level sales job. Maybe he'll be proud of you if you actually make one single sale at ADT. Not even the recently divorced yoga instructor smuggling toxic levels of collagen in her lips. You're desperately trying to convince to sleep with you is going to fill the void your old man left. That Clayton 4 probably has an STI anyway. My official rating for Bar Napoli is 1 out of 5 stars. And it's only that high because of the 67-year-old guy who kept buying me drinks all night under the impression that I was going to give him a handy on the patio.
No.
Doug, that's the JV golf coach.
JV golf coach.
And finally, Did you guys really discuss WWE at 8:30 a.m. on a Tuesday without going to Larry? Or was he too locked into a 25-year-old episode of ER to call in? What's more pathetic? Old white guys who talk to each other, who talk about how hot AI-generated images are, or dads who call into an HD2 radio show to question why anyone even bothers practicing sports journalism at all? Can't wait for the TMA Awards on December 14th, where I guess I'm competing for Listener of the Year against all the other listeners of the month, which of course includes Beer Cats, who won in January based on his sleeping with someone else's wife. In November of 2022, Natty Nate for a single phone call ripping the Cardinals front office. Brian Henshin for spamming email of the day, promoting his alter ego ASMR Ting Ting. Stephen Wildwood for detailing his masturbatory habits. Caller Buzz for detailing his random gay concert hookups. And Lipstick Lass, who of course won for August based on her showing up to a remote in June.
That's right.
And getting shutter spooked by the producers of the show.
Whoa, back that up. That's a singular person on the show. Now put this on plow like that.
Ours is the type of presentation where former producers who haven't worked on the show in over 10 years feel free to drop in at any time and narc on the board op for replying to a tweet from a former Nick and the Badger co-host asking how often the board op visits Six Flags. I stand with the Plowboy. F the overnight underwater welders who keep complaining that the TMA All Day template has not been revised after months and months and months of talking about it. The template is like a sponsored golf video with hours of content from 6 different sources that needs to be meticulously edited. Or maybe it's like a YouTube account that nobody has the password to. Or maybe it's like the new studio we talked about for months, and then we finally get in and realize we missed the old template that had windows and wasn't adjacent to the pisser. Doug, that's from Buck Swope, and that's what we have.
Buck Swope, nice.
For the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today, show me what you got, little mama, show me what you got, little lady, show me what you got, show air.
Well, once again, I think it's between Buck and the JV golf coach. I'm going to go JV golf coach and his breakdown of Napoli.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Doug.
JV Golf Coach has just won the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. Has taken a lead. JV Golf Coach now has 5 wins. He can clinch tomorrow. Wow.
Boy, that'd be nice for him.
That's a
He'd
great
be eligible
opportunity.
for email.
Is he one listener of the month?
Oh, I'm sure he has. Probably.
Was he last month?
Do we keep the records of this anywhere, or is that?
No one
I can
does.
find
no
out.
one cares.
I can find out.
I shouldn't even ask the questions.
Jackson and I will be on 101 ESPN's YouTube channel in like 2 minutes. So you can get over there and talk it over. And then we're going to be live with a QFTA on the TMA YouTube channel at 11:15. Doug, this is a lot of broadcasting.
Feels like it, yeah. You got a lot to say.
Give your erotic stories, and we can read those on YouTube to you. T. McKernan at InsideSTL.com. That's coming your way. Balloon parties in a matter of moments for the Plowhawk, for KG in O-Town, for Jackson Burkett sitting in the Michelob Ultra Studios, for the vacationing Ken Strode. For my brother Kevin, for Douglas Elvin Vaughn, I'm Tim McKernan. This has been TMA, presented by Brown and Crouppen from the Michelob Ultra Studios.
The Tim McKernan Show podcast, featuring long-form interviews with people